Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Hope you're all having a good week so far. Feels like it's been a while since I streamed, even though I last streamed last Thursday. It was only one stream I missed, but it feels like a lot worse. Music seems loud too. But how's everyone doing? You know, I feel like I've been a little absent lately. I mentioned it in a post I made, I think both on Discord and on YouTube, but I've been house hunting. Work's been really busy, life's been really busy, and I've just been I haven't even uploaded a video on YouTube in a week and a half now. So, but don't worry, I'm not disappearing and not going anywhere. I just have a lot going on, and I'm hoping this weekend I can kind of get some editing done, get some stuff back on track. Also, is it just me or does the music seem very loud? But anyways, there's a lot's been happening over the last couple days. The mini set got announced. There was also, apparently they announced that new Ragnaros hero and board and such. So a bunch of stuff's been coming on the last couple days. I haven't really seen any of it. So I'm going to see a lot of this stuff for the first time with you guys. And like I said, hopefully this weekend, kind of get back on track, get the YouTube gears churning again. But how's everyone doing? Hey, Metavat, Ayato, Void. Bruh, how's everyone doing this week so far? And yes, Ayato, yes, mini set. Like I said, I saw that it was announced, but I haven't seen. I saw like one card on an ad that popped up, but yeah, I haven't really seen anything. I've just like I said, been really busy with life. I've talked about it a couple of times how my girlfriend and me we're in the process of trying to buy a house, and we have an offer right now that is potentially waiting to be accepted. So I might own a house in the middle of the stream. I don't know yet, but my girlfriend's stressing in the other room, but I got you guys to distract me. But yeah, bro, can't keep up with the card reveals since Twitter was banned in my country. Oh, interesting. I did see some stuff, I think over the weekend. I don't know if it was just one country or multiple countries, but I did see some stuff on the weekend about how some judge decided, some ruling that Twitter was banned in the country. Interesting. You would think that, I don't know. I'm so surprised that some other similar social media hasn't popped up at some point, because I think Twitter is so bad. Like, I think Twitter has its uses, but I don't know. You would think, because Twitter's old at this point, right? Twitter's been around for over a decade, I believe, at least. And I feel like people, like, the ebb and flow of like social media and technology, I'm so surprised some other thing hasn't popped up and kind of overtaken Twitter. I'm still surprised that it's so relevant. And like all the stupid decisions it's been making since Elon took over, I'm so surprised it's still relevant. Like, I really thought when Elon took over and was doing all the stupid shit, I thought it was the perfect opportunity. And I guess Instagram tried, right? Instagram came out with like Threads, I believe it was called. But I'm so surprised some other company hasn't, taken the opportunity to capitalize on all the stupid decisions that Twitter's been doing. Void has some opinions on the mini set and not good ones. Oh boy. Scenario, can I send a Blood DK list? Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. I've been talking about wanting to play Blood Death Knight for a while now, and I couldn't really think of an idea for today's stream. And so yeah, better late than never. Gonna try out some Blood Death Knight finally. Also, Metavat had some nice Flesh and Blood turns with my $80 card today. And after the event, I managed to casually unpack a second coffee. Nice. I talked about it before, right? But I really wish Flesh and Blood was relevant in my city, because it seems cool. To my knowledge, there's no digital version of Flesh and Blood, right? Like, there isn't any, way for me to play Flesh and Blood like Hearthstone or Magic Arena or anything, I don't believe, right? Ayato, been having a good week. My creative brain went into gears this week, so I made a ton of Death Knight fan cards. If you wish to take a look at those at one point. Yeah, so, as I mentioned, I haven't uploaded a video to YouTube in a week and a half, and that includes my custom Hearthstone videos, so I am behind on those, but I will be catching up this weekend. Like I said, I want to kind of get back on track and get things going again this weekend. So I will have an extra long custom Hearthstone video next week, because at that point, I'll have 2 weeks to catch up on, I believe. When? Do I come up here? When was my last custom Hearthstone video? 2 weeks ago. What was the date? August 20th. Oh, man. So if I upload 1 week, 2 weeks. Yeah, so that'll be... Oh, shit. That'll be 3 weeks. So yeah, it'll be an extra long custom Hearthstone video next week. I have a bunch to catch up on. And I do want to do another one of those custom Hearthstone live streams. I talked about it the last time, but it was a lot of fun. For anyone who doesn't know, I have a channel on the Discord basically dedicated to custom cards for you guys to post your ideas and post your custom cards. And then maybe like once a month or something, I will do a live custom Hearthstone stream. So I will go through the channel, I will review all the cards that have been posted since the last time I streamed. And, you know, yes, I haven't posted too much in the Discord lately because of everything going on. But I will say that for the most part, I'm going to try to avoid that channel because when I review the cards during those streams, I want it to be like the first time I see those cards. So I don't want to review them ahead of time as much as I want to. Like I want to look at the cards you guys are cooking up, but I want to wait and let it be like the first time when I stream. So when did I do that stream exactly? A couple of weeks ago at this point. Yeah, so it was the stream here. It was a lot of fun. I for almost the entire stream basically reviewed custom cards you guys made and just like would shoot the shit with you guys. So yeah, probably 2 more weeks. Actually, now that I think about it, so my birthday is in 2 weeks. My birthday is September 16th, so almost a week and a half or so. And I'm going to be doing a 12-hour stream for my birthday. So maybe part of that stream will be dedicated to the custom cards then. That's probably how I'll do it. Part of my plan this weekend too is I want to set up like a schedule and a plan for my 12-hour stream because I'm not playing Hearthstone for 12 hours. That seems like the worst birthday of my life to play Hearthstone for 12 hours. So I'm probably gonna make a post on the Discord and get some ideas for you guys. You know, I'm probably gonna play some Magic Arena. I'm probably gonna do some other stuff. You know, one thing I thought would be fun is to do some kind of like real life tier list. You know, while I'm streaming to tier list some like physical item. I don't really know what. Maybe you guys have some ideas, but yeah, I got 12 hours to fill and I don't want it to all be Hearthstone. So I'll make a post at some point. We can come up with some ideas together. Also, bro, it was Brazil. Oh, okay. By the way, I found a job in the meanwhile. Oh, good. So no Twitter, but you got a job. That's a fair trade, I think. Also, Ayato, so true. Wish we could get a rival to Twitter. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that when Instagram came out with Threads, I thought it was the perfect timing. You know, it was when I like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Threads came out around the time Elon took over Twitter, and there was a lot of bad press with Twitter, and he was making changes, and people weren't happy with the website. Like, it really seemed like the perfect storm for a competitor to take the limelight. And also, Instagram has an established base already, right? It wasn't some new website popping out of thin air. So between Instagram's pre-established base and Twitter making all the mistakes it was making, I'm so surprised Threads didn't catch on. It really seemed like the perfect storm. Also, Ayato agrees 12 hours of Hearthstone sounds like a bad time. I agree. Especially, like I said, a birthday celebration. Also, Menavat, there's fan sites to play Flesh and Blood. I'll have to look into that. Also, Menavat sent a deck. Paste this one. Ross says Twitter under Elon's been a disaster, even though the Brazil situation is far from being his fault. Actually, so maybe enlighten me. So what happened with Twitter in Brazil? Like, what was the reason that it got removed? Because I don't know. I saw the headlines, but I don't know the reason. Russ says 30 minutes of Hearthstone sounds like a bad time. Also, I think something's going on with my audio. Let me take a look. Let me switch here. I started my stream a tiny bit late because I was having some audio issues, and my music seems loud, and it seems Hearthstone's not making any sound. Just give me a sec. Let's see here. No, it looks right. Wait, is it making sound? It's very quiet. Let me pause the music. It's not making sound. Uh-oh. What is going on here? Let me close and relaunch the game. So, Metabat, if you want to try Flesh and Blood, you should start with Felt Table. It has pre-built decks and AI opponents. Oh, nice. Let me write that down. Felt Table. Because like I said, I keep hearing so many good things about Flesh and Blood, and it's something I would like to check out. It's just, to my knowledge, I thought it was only, you know, the physical game, right? And to my knowledge, no one really plays it in my city, or at least like not any significant amount of people. So I've never really thought about checking it out. All right, let's see if restarting Hearthstone fixes it. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. Is it, if I had to guess, did Twitter get removed from Brazil because of like the whole ad situation? Oh, there was a coup attempt. Okay, so this is starting off different than I expected. There was a coup attempt on January 2023. That judge did a bunch of stuff to silence the people involved, a lot of it illegal. Musk refused to comply with those measures. Holy shit, that's loud. Okay, that fixed it at least. Man, it's an amateur hour over here. I don't stream for 5 days and thinks everything falls apart. All right, let's see the music. All right, we'll see. Everything seems okay so far. Actually, the game seems loud too. I wonder if it's just me. You guys will have to let me know as I start playing. But enough technical issues. Like I said, I want to talk about the mini set release, and I also want to talk about the Ragnaros hero, because that did get announced, and I haven't seen it. I've seen a lot of posts about it, but I wanted to wait for you guys to watch, to like, you know, read it and see it and everything with. Also, hey Shock. Bloke just said that the Brazil Musk thing isn't his fault. Are you mental? I'm not getting into this. I don't know anything about what's going on. All I know is Twitter is not in Brazil anymore, and that is that. But so yeah, the first thing was the mini set got announced, which was there not an article for it? Oh yeah, it's this one. Which, you know, we talked about this last week, right? I was not alone in that I was hoping the mini set would have a darker tone. I was hoping that the mini set would bring the like perils into Perils in Paradise. Unfortunately, that is not the case. It seems like it's more goofy shit about like a travel agency. Traveling travel agency. So it releases on September 10th, usual $15 or 2,000 golds. And then we got the first card here. Actually, I wish you could just filter to the mini sets. Let's see, neutrals. So this guy, Travel Master Dungar, 9 mana, 3/3, Battlecry, summon summon 3 minions from your deck that were from different expansions. This is interesting because we've had some cards like this in the past that actually saw some play. You know, one that comes to mind, I forget exactly how much mana he was. Also, is the music too loud? Because like I said, it sounds so loud to me today. What is it? There was a card that summoned, what was it, a 1 cost, 2 cost, and 3 cost from your deck? Was it not a legendary? Anyone know what card I'm talking about? There was a legendary card that used to say Battlecry, summon like a 1 cost, 2 cost, and 3 cost minion from your deck, I believe. Did I just look over it and miss it? Master Oakheart. Yeah, that sounds right. Wow, okay, I overlooked him. Yeah, so there was this guy, right? Master Oakheart would pull a 1 cost, or one, sorry, I got it wrong. It wasn't 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 cost. It was 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack. So this card did see play at one point. This card saw some play with like a combo Druid deck, I believe, where you would basically play Master Oakheart and it would pull out the combo pieces. So with that in mind, like I could see this maybe seeing play. Yeah, Lou, I was wrong. I was misremembering this. It's been so long, right? Like, what set is this card from? Kobolds and Catacombs. I thought it was 1, 2, 3 mana, but yeah, like I said, this card was played at one point, so I could see this being played. The only problem is the game is so fast, right? Can you afford outside of Druid, right? Druid can possibly ramp into it, but outside of Druid, how many classes can afford to, wait and pay this 9 cost card? Which really sucks, because it always blows my mind that Hearthstone designs all these cool, splashy, expensive cards, but then makes the game so fast that you can't play them. So we'll have to see. I think it's a cool design. It's funny, when I first read this card, I thought it would summon 3 different minions. The fact that it can summon... Oh, no, wait, but they're all from different expansions. So it's redundant, I guess, right? So it will summon 3 different minions. Yeah, I don't know. There's going to be some cool stuff to do with this card for sure. Someone smarter than me can figure it out. But like I said, my, kind of my point of reference is Master Oakheart. Very, very similar card, right? Basically a 9-mana card that pulls 3 minions out of your deck. Kind of like a combo enabler. I can see it seeing play, because this card did see play for a little bit. Steve says, if the minion is summoned by Dungar, does it trigger battle cries? As Menevat said, no, unfortunately. But it was the same with Oakheart. Oakheart was the exact same. It wouldn't trigger battle cries, but I forget the exact combo, but basically there was a 1, 2, and 3 cost, or I keep saying cost. There was a 1, 2, 3 attack minion that you would pull out that had static effects that would enable some kind of combo. And I think this is potentially even crazier, right? Like, this can pull out 3 like expensive minions. You could play Dungar and cheat out a 9, 9, and 10 cost card. So it all depends what kind of good like static effects there is to cheat out. And obviously too, this would require a lot of, specific deck building, because, you might only be able to put those 3 minions in your deck. So yeah, we'll have to see. Like I said, I think Druid is the most likely to utilize this just because the game is so fast and it's 9 cost. But we'll have to see. I like cards like this because it enables really cool deck building and really cool combos. So yeah, I think when I first saw this card, I was a little let down or a little bored by it. But the more I've sat on it, I do like it a lot. Also, Menevat, fun fact, when I started working on my first custom expansion, it was called Azeroth Azeroth Travel Agency. That's funny. It all goes full circle. It's since been rebranded Race Around Azeroth. That's a cool name. And it's yet to be finished. I like the name, though. Also, Menevat says the broken Oakheart combo is in the flavor text. So I think it was Hadronox, but was it really these two? Because these 2 cards are like doo-doo, aren't they? Isn't Goldshire Footman the 1-mana 1/2 taunt? And what's Frostwolf Grunt? Is that just the 2-mana 2/2 taunt? But yeah, I think it was Hadronox, right? That Oakheart pulled out, which Hadronox was such a cool deck. I feel like I've been thinking about doing a top 5 Hearthstone video where I talk about my top 5 favorite decks of all time, and I really do think Hadronox Druid might be in the top 5. In the very least, it's in the top 10. I think Hadronox Druid, Q-Block, those are 2 that like instantly come to mind that were such fun decks to play. Dungar might break the game in future expansions too. You're not wrong, for sure. Dungar does seem like one of those cards that just gets better with time. Kind of like the Demon Seed, Mecha'thun, cards that can pull off like big swing turns like this, or, yeah, like cards, I guess, that depend on other cards. Because as more cards get introduced and the power creep keeps going up, yeah, Dungar could just get better and better for sure. Also, Andrew, Oakheart was used to pull the extra end of turn 1/5 and the 2/4 dragon that summoned the dragon. Man, gotta love old Hearthstone. Imagine doing that nowadays. Also, Leo says it's better than Oakheart. I agree. Like I said, the fact that this can pull out like a 9, 9, and 10 cost, for sure. I think the only difference with Dungar is it's much more restrictive in terms of deck building. Because Oakheart, outside of like putting in your combo pieces at 1, 2, 3 attack, you were free to put other minions in your deck. But with Dungar, you might only be able to get away with having your 3 combo pieces in your deck and no other minions. So pros and cons, I guess, to both. Ayato, Titan's going to enjoy this. Oh, cheating out Titans. That's always fun. The problem is how specific the deck building you need to do with this card will never be consistent enough. Yeah, that's kind of what I just mentioned as well, Void. Blue says the only question is, it has sense... build your deck around this in 2024. That's the thing too, right? Is this too slow nowadays? I feel like in Standard, 100%. Maybe in Wild, there's some ways to cheat this out, or Druid can just ramp super, super hard and cheat it out. But like I said, I think that's the problem, right? Is Hearthstone designs these cool, flashy, expensive cards, but then all the best decks are aggro and they kill you on turn 6. So what's the point of having these cool 9-cost cards if you die most of the time before you get to play them? It's always a bummer. Scenario, my deck code's too long for the chat. I'm not sure if you're in the Discord or not, but if you are, you can try posting it there. If not, try breaking up the code into 2 messages and send it that way. I can piece it together. Hey, Axel and Nick, how you guys doing? Also, Axel says Yogg, Rag, and Alakir. Yeah, I think... So, at least for me, this seems like such a fun card for streaming. I feel like there's so many stupid combos you can put together that I could play on stream, right? So I'm very excited. In terms of content, I'm very excited for this card. Jock says, isn't Dungar sort of like Rycleaver, but with less control? Yes and no. Like, yes, it's like Rycleaver in that it cheats out some minions, but it's better than Rycleaver in the sense that you don't need to draw the minions first, right? Because, you know, I had a stream recently where I played Rycleaver, and there was multiple times where I would play Rycleaver, I would get the bread, and then I just wouldn't draw any other minions. Or I would maybe spend a couple turns and draw 1 minion. And at that point, like, it's too late. Like, cheating out the minions means nothing. It's so late in the game. So, yeah, the pro with Dungar is you just play it. Doesn't matter. You know, you don't need to worry about drawing them or anything. So it's more consistent in that regard. Dungar isn't looking that good currently, but he can become a problem child. Yeah, like I said, I think Dungar will just get better with time, for sure. Also, let me see if I could paste your deck code together scenario. I think it ends at the 2 equal signs. Let's check. Yep, I got it. Oh yeah, Bruss says Dungar can get Aviana and Eonar. Yeah, see, like, and that's why I think Druid will probably be the main class to take advantage of it, right? Pull out Aviana, and then like some other 2 combo pieces. But that's Wild, right? I think it'll be much more successful in Wild. Axel agrees. I always wonder why they print big cards. Yeah, it's always a bummer. Because I want to play those big splashy cards, right? But in like the current climate, it's so hard. Menavat says Hearthstone prints cool, expensive cards, and then Druid shit happens. That's true too. Stop giving Druid ramp. That's the answer. Dungar might go crazy in Brand Warrior. That'd be cool. So yeah, Dungar. He's also the diamond card. And then we have Dream Planter Zephyrs, which I saw this in passing. I didn't really look into it more, but it seems confusing. I need to look into how this card works some more. So let me see. Basically a new Zephyrs. Clear all these out. Dream Planter Zephyrs. 3 mana, 3/3 Battlecry. Choose a travel tour to get 2 potentially perfect cards from. So from my understanding, I saw something on Reddit about how there is a board clear option. I think like a damage option. Let me see if I can look it up. Unless anyone has a link they can throw me or anything. It's always a little annoying when they make cards like this that like reading the card does not explain the card at all. Like the first time I read this card, my brain just like melted out of my ears. Let's see. Let's search Dream Planner. Axel, they're written in the related cards. Yeah, all the cards are here. I was just curious if it showed the options you get. Because like I said, apparently there's like a board clear bucket, I think a damage bucket, and something else. Oh, here it is. So this one says potentially deal damage to the enemy hero. So it's all damage stuff. Got potato quality picture here. These all look pretty good. Wind Fury, actually, a little situational because you need a minion on the board, obviously. Same as Savage Roar. So I would say out of all of these, Wind Fury and Savage Roar, well, I see on one hand, Wind Fury and Savage Roar are like the worst ones to get, but they could potentially be the best ones to get. So very situational, but the rest are pretty good. And then we got potentially spend a lot of mana. Okay, that was the one I was forgetting. Got Ice Block and Standard, guys. How do you feel about that? So Shadow Step, potentially really, really good. Ice Block, probably amazing regardless of the situation. Lay on Hands, kind of meh. Mountain Giant, kind of meh. Like, I feel like here you're hoping for Ice Block, Jiraxis, Tyrion maybe. Like maybe these big splashy cards down here. I do feel like out of the three, this one's the weakest, for sure. And then the last one is potentially impact the enemy's battlefield. So this is a bunch of removal. Which the worst ones here, what do you got? Consecration and Frost Nova. Actually, no, there's a bunch of removal like that. So again, Shadow Flame is dependent on you having a minion, right? So potentially that's the worst one. Yeah, so basically, from my understanding, you play this card, it pops up. Do you want to do damage? Do you want to wipe their board? Or do you want to spend mana? And then you pick one, and you get 2 cards from whatever list you pick. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting it's not a Highlander card. You know, previous Zephyrs was a Highlander card. Interesting for them to go otherwise. Axel just beat Mono Red in Magic Arena. I'm happy. Is Mono Red? So I haven't played Standard in a while in Magic, but man, Mono Red always exists. Also, Steve, yeah, we got Ice Block and Standard. Also, second line from the bottom. Oh, too many words. I couldn't process them. Yeah, so Modest Tour, get 2 random cards that potentially impact the battlefield. Extravagant Tour, spend a lot of mana. Hectic Tour, deal damage. Okay. You're hoping for Ice Block and Shadow Step over and over. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact, right? You get Shadow Step and you just Shadow Step Zephyrs. Actually, with all of these, I didn't think about the fact that you'll have Zephyrs on the board, right? So Wind Fury and Savage Roar still doesn't really make a difference because you want to deal the damage that turn. And then Shadow Step, obviously good. And then, so Shadow Flame, you could Shadow Flame for 3. It's not that great though. But at least it's not 0, right? So Shadow Flame's not entirely useless. Which actually, if you think about it, right? Holy Nova and Consecration are 2 damage for 3 mana. You'd be 4 damage for 3 mana, so a little bit better. Okay, Shadow Flame's a little better. Also, sorry, let me catch up on YouTube. In Wild with Ramp, you can do things. Druid's also the best. Sorry, Druid's always the best class doing the goofy shit, 100%. Chaos says Weed Zeph. Is Zephyr smoking the ganja? Am I missing it? He's got tea. I don't know. Zeph looks weird, but I think he'll be good. I think this card will be good, for sure. There's 100% going to be trolled clips out there with you playing Zephyrs and getting Shadow Step and Ice Block, bouncing him, playing him, Shadow Step and Ice Block. It's going to happen for sure. It's going to happen in some tournament, and people are going to hate this card. This is one of those very divided cards, right? People are going to love or hate this card 100%. I'm still so surprised it's not a Highlander card. Tristan says new Zeph is cracked. Void, I think my understanding is he has 3 card pools and he gives you 2 from the pool you choose. Yep. Chaos, it's either spend lots of mana. Yep. Void says he can generate Ice Block and Standard, and that alone sees play. Yeah, I think this card will fit. Like, Rogue's going to love this card, right? Shadow Stepping this guy and playing it multiple times. I feel like I will buy the mini set at this point just for this card. This card seems so cool. Man, I have to say, I complained a lot about the Whizbang's Workshop mini set. I thought it was such... It felt so flat to me. I thought pretty much every legendary in the mini set didn't really interest me. And even the meta. I feel like the meta didn't change at all with the mini set. But so far, this one seems really good. Dungar is such a cool, unique card to like build some interesting decks around. Zephyrs, I feel like will go in so many decks. Like, I'm sold. Basically, off of these 2 cards, I'm already buying the mini set. And I'm very excited for Zephyrs. Andrew in the vid. Oh, okay, I'll have to check out the video. Tristan, so much for the pupil nerf. Oh, yeah, hitting... someone on Twitch said that too. Ice Block from Pupil. Yeah, oh man. This is going to feel like wild, guys. Mage is playing 3 Ice Blocks. God. Bruh, after Reno Lone Ranger, hope we never get another wild or Highlander card again. Chaos says, this Zeph is already high. Doesn't need a Highlander effect. Sonario Zephyrs is high AF. That's funny. Hey, Emic, how's it going? I'm catching up on news because I didn't stream on Monday, and the mini set got announced, that Rag Hero got announced, so I'm catching up on everything. But I'm sold on the mini set so far. I've only seen Dungar and Zephyr so far, and already this mini set has blown away Whizbang's Workshop. I thought Whizbang's Workshop mini set was so disappointing. And I mentioned it right, like I said, that the meta didn't really change either. It felt like when the Whizbang's Workshop mini set came out, like nothing changed. The cards didn't really impact anything. The cards just were boring. But yeah, so far, these ones, very interested in. Emmett, crazy that you're not looking at Hearthstone. Oh no! I'm glad you called me out. Although, for what it's worth, right now, I'm going through the article. So, once I get to the end of this article, yes, I will use Hearthstone for sure. But what else we got here? There's got a regular common. 2 mana, 3/2, demon, give a friendly minion lifesteal. And then, who has Warlock? What tourist has Warlock? Let's check Hearthstone. I can't remember. Rogue. Oh, so for Rogue? I feel like it doesn't really matter for Rogue. Cool card, though. Also, Emmett, we have some crazy bugs right now because I added support for multi-tourist classes. Yeah, so I guess I don't want to spoil it yet because I was hoping for some multi-tourist aspect, and apparently there's some aspect of it, so we'll have to see. I did see these. This is the only cards I saw, and it was from an ad I got from Hearthstone, basically showing these like flip cards, which they're cool. I think I like that it switches spell school. So how many? I think there's 3 of them. Yeah, there's 3. I thought it was kind of boring at first because we've had spells like this in the past, right? We've had spells that kind of change at the end of your turn. You know, there was the, what was the music expansion? Festival. Yeah, in Festival, there was those cards that at the end of the turn switched between two different things, right? So we've had that idea before, but the fact that they switch spell schools and they're very different effects, I'll give them a pass. Also, exciting new tourists. Includes 2 more legendary tourist cards to be revealed soon. Oh. So it's just 2 new tourist combinations? That's boring. That's disappointing. I guess I'll look at the card here first. I didn't even read it. So this is a 4-mana druid card that switches between draw 2 minions and give them +2/+2, and draw 2 spells. They cost 1 less. Seems pretty good, right? Who has druid? Man, this expansion is so hard to evaluate, having to remember... Oh, it's Warrior, right? Warrior has Druid. It's so hard to evaluate because you have to think about multiple classes with these cards. I don't think Warrior cares about this, right? And it seems like this side is much stronger. The spells costing less. Bruss says Dalaran brochure is ridiculous, by the way. Yeah, this seems like the stronger side for sure. But is that it for this article? Yep. All right. Over to Hearthstone. So there's a should be, yep, mini set. So let's go down the list. Okay, here's one of the tourists. So Shaman got a new tourist. So Shaman, man, I have to say that this is disappointing. I was hoping for some kind of like omni tourist or some kind of, you know, way to tourist into like multiple classes or something. The fact that they just added 2 new combos, that's a bit of a bummer. Like basically 2 classes get something huge out of this mini set and the rest get nothing. It's a bit of a bummer. But anyways, we got Turbulus, 4-mana 3/4 Hunter Tourist. Give +1/+1 to all other Battlecry minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. It's not bad. We have that one, was it a dragon? I think it was also 4 mana that had the same effect. And then they get the Hunter cards. Which, what did Hunter even have again? Sasquatch? Oh, wait. Sasquatch's potentially crazy, right? Repeat each card you played last turn. Oh, well, that's the trigger the battle cries again, though. But yeah, I guess you have to think about Shutterwalk, right? Chatty Macaw is probably pretty good for I'm getting his cards all mixed up. Chatty Macaw is probably good for I can't think of the card now. Shutterwalk. Yeah, Chatty Macaw is probably good. Sasquatch's probably good. Death Roll is probably nice in Shaman, like in a slower Shaman deck, like a Reno Shaman deck. What else? I don't think the rest you really care about. Oh, this is nice. Ooh, this is really nice for Shaman. This is actually... This with the other location would pair so nice. Basically, draw the Battlecry minion, make it cost less, play it, reopen it. I have been warming up a lot to Shaman recently, right? And I think, yeah, some of these cards would be really nice in Shaman. Okay. The Battlecry is a little boring, but I don't think it's bad. But a lot of cool Hunter cards, potentially. Also, Imix fixing the issues for us. All right. Bro likes the tourists a lot. I do too. I think the tourist, you know, obviously some classes were more successful than others, but I think the idea and for the most part, the execution was really, really well done for the tourists. Boy, to think giving 2 classes essentially 18 new cards for the mini set, while every other class gets 6. Yeah, that is the bummer for sure. It's fair though, since the Shaman tourist sucks. Yeah, you talking Cookie? Cookie's good, isn't he? Shutter gonna love to combo with that. Yeah, some of these cards will be really nice with Shutterwalk for sure. Death Knight doesn't even get 6. Really? Also, Warlock, we saw this card. Oh, is that it? That's all they revealed so far? Unless Imbic said he's updating it. Oh, if you refresh, it should be there. All right, let's see. Imic's on the case. All right. Imic's got us. Metamat says Monk tourist wear. I don't think Monk is going to come out in the next expansion. I forget who said it, but I think it was during a stream last week or something where someone said that they don't picture them bringing out Monk at like a year-end expansion. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't both Demon Hunter and Death Knight come out at a rotation expansion? So if that's the case, Monk wouldn't come out next expansion. If anything, it'd be the expansion after that. Unless I'm remembering wrong. Also, Chaos, big Sag for DK, gets even less cards with this mini set because of the Tourist. Wait, what's happening? So the other Tourist isn't announced? Or do we know it's Death Knight? Oh, Death Knight was end of year. Oh, I don't even remember that. Interesting. Yeah, because Death Knight can't run Turbulus. Oh, I see what you mean. Because, yeah, Death Knight got the Shaman cards, but it can't run this card. Oh, I see what you guys mean. So isn't there another class that's also only going to have 5 cards then, right? Basically, whatever other class gets the Tourist, whatever class is touristing into that class gets 5 cards too, right? This expansion is so confusing. Keeping track, you need like a flow chart to keep track of all the different, especially now, right? Now that 2 classes will tourist into 2 others, you need like a flow chart to keep track of all the connections and how it all goes. All right, so we checked out the Druid card. So then we got some Hunter cards. Or wait. Oh yeah, so Shaman. I got confused here. So, does anyone know? Do we know what the other Tourist card is yet? Have they said? Or are we able to like infer? We don't know. Okay. Is there any bets? What are people's bets on what the other Tourist will be? Chaos, 2 classes get special treatment while 2 others get shafted. And it's funny because Death Knight gets shafted, and I feel like Death Knight is the class that's been struggling the most in the last year. Like, it really seems like Blizzard doesn't know what to do with Death Knight. Imic can't guess. Imic can't guess, or Imic won't guess? That's the question. Imic's got insider knowledge. Imic put together the Ragnaros board. I bet you Imic knows. Also, Leo DK came out at the end of expansion. Yeah, I remembered that wrong, I guess. Demon Hunter was April. Death Knight was November, December. I don't know. I don't know when or if Monk will come. Axel says Priest makes sense for Rogue. It'd be nice for Rogue, right? Because Rogue is struggling a bit right now. Can you link the site with the new cards? I sure can, bruh. Here, I'll advertise for you on YouTube, Imic. It's on Hearthstone. DK and Mage are the only classes without mini-set legendaries right now, so I'm probably going with Mage. Also, Lou, based on Coinbase, some people suppose Rogue Tourist for Hunter. But this is already going into Hunter, right? Do you guys think really that they would do another Tourist that goes into Hunter too? That'd be kind of like crazy if so. I don't think that's the case, but who knows? But anyways, we got Cash Cow here. 5 mana, 3/7 Beast with Taunt. Whenever this takes damage, get a coin. You are right though. Like you said, Lou, this looks like a card that you would make with like a Rogue Tourist in mind. Like Shaman and Priest and Hunter haven't had any like coin synergy, right? Like I guess you have like the flavor of the card to as an excuse, but still. This does seem like something that would be a rogue card or like a rogue playable card. Interesting. Like I don't see Hunter playing this card. I don't see Priest playing this card. I don't see anything. I don't see anyone playing this card. You know, this was a rogue card. I don't think rogues would play it, but it doesn't seem like a card for any of these classes. Then we got Workhorse. Okay, 3 mana, 4/2, Death Rattle, summon 2 2/1 ponies. There's vanilla, right? Yeah, that's kind of boring. Do any of the 3 classes care about these 2 cards? I feel like no. Man, did they use up all of the good, like, the fun and creativity on the legendaries? We'll have to see. Also, Bruss says Hydration Totem is ridiculous. Uh-oh. All right, we'll get there. Ice Crown Brochure. It's another one of those flip cards. And it's a Shaman one. Deal 3 damage to a minion and freeze its neighbors, and it's Frost. Deal 3 damage to a minion and 1 to its neighbors, and it's Fire. I could see both Shaman and Death Knight potentially playing this card. Like, both sides are pretty good. Either way, it's 2 mana, 3 damage to a minion with an upside. So either freeze its neighbors or deal 1 damage to its neighbors. I like it. Metamet says Cow has taunt. As a Resident Priest player, I'll take it. 0 new spell schools for DK and Shaman as well. That's true. They already have Frost and Fire, right? I'm surprised they didn't do like a Fel spell or some other spell school. You are right. Lou says last mini set Hunter got a legendary like Druid 2. I don't see it happening. Ayato, what fixation do they have with Hunter? I don't know. It beats me. It wasn't me. I don't. You know, you guys know how I feel about Hunter. Also, Shock, DK Fix is philosophically easy. DK cards would have a basic ability and change according to the runes you pick for your deck. Now you have more cards for all the runes. Actually, so that reminds me of a custom card I featured recently, which is one of the coolest custom cards I've seen in the entire time I've been doing these videos. Let me see. It was in the thumbnail. This one. Oh, it's this one. Oops. Yeah, so this was a card I highlighted in one of my custom Hearthstone videos. As you can see, it's a 2 mana Death Knight spell that basically says, you know, for Frost Rune, you freeze an enemy. For Unholy, you summon a Frail Ghoul, which is a 2/2, I believe. And then for Blood, give your hero +3 health. But the way this worked is, say your deck was Frost Blood. You would freeze 2 enemies and give your hero +3 health. Or if you were triple Unholy, this would summon 3 2/2s. Oh, it's your hero power. Okay, sorry. So it's the 1/1 with charge. So, but regardless, how this spell basically changes depending on the layout of your deck. And it's different than that one card. What is it? 2 mana, 3 mana. What is it? This card. So this card's similar, right? This card changes depending on the makeup of your deck, but it only has 3 options. And it's basically like an on-off for each of the runes. But this card, there's so many combinations, right? Because for each instance of this rune, it does that effect. And this was such a cool card. So yeah, Shock. I kind of agree that from my understanding, you kind of explained, like, this is what you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm so surprised something like this isn't in the game, because this is so cool. Such a cool design. Broad DK can now draw a good fire spell with buttons. Actually, so that's a good question. So when it's in your deck, maybe someone can answer this for me. When this is in your deck, is it considered a frost spell or a fire spell? Like, say you play an effect, right, that says draw a frost spell or draw a fire spell. Like, what's the default for this card? How does it work? Frost spell's the default. Okay. They almost need some way to, like, indicate that it's like, this is the default. Because Magic, right? Magic has flip cards, but they obviously have ways that they indicate, like, this is the default face of the card. Menavat brochure won't be a fire spell in your deck, though. Okay, that's what I was wondering. It's not fire in the deck, starts as frost. Yato, I made a minion that had a discover mechanic linked to the runes you use. That's cool. Like I've said, I don't want to go on a huge rant because I've talked about it before, but there's so much cool shit they could do with the rune system in Death Knight, and they're not doing it. It's not. There's so much untapped design space that is just going like into the wind. Like, I don't know. They're so conservative with the rune system and all like the potential there, I think. White says, my favorite cool DK custom card was a DK Highlander Legendary that gives you an extra rune and deck building. And that's cool. Yeah, I've highlighted a lot of Death Knight cards in my custom Hearthstone videos for sure. I've said it before, right? If you make custom Hearthstone cards, if you make a Death Knight card, especially like a Blood Death Knight card, there's a good chance I'll pick it because I love cool, interesting Death Knight cards. Chalk, and you didn't even have to give all the hypothetical cards 3 rune effects, just 1. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, the way this card's designed, that, yeah, like, the way Blizzard's been doing the rune system, this would be, like, 2 or 3 cards. But they can kind of simplify the design and make them all into 1 card. But, yeah. So, yeah, I think this is a good card. Moral of the story, I think this is a good card. Then we got Hydration Totem. This is the one that Bruh said is very, very good. 2 mana, 0/3 totem. At the end of your turn, give adjacent minions +1/+1. This is interesting, because I feel like on turn 2, this kind of sucks. Like, you play a 1-drop, and then play this on 2, it's only buffing 1 minion, right? But I feel like I might hate this card. I could see this card being really, really annoying. I feel like playing a 1-drop and then next, or playing maybe like a 1-drop coin 1-drop, or next turn, or playing a 1-drop, next turn Hydration Totem coin 1-drop, those turns would be really, really annoying for sure. But I think 1 into 2 without the coin, this card isn't too bad, but I could be very, very wrong about that. Chaos says, remove runes as a restricting balancing tool and use it as a thing that adds additional effects and allows mini discover pools. That's cool. Although I do think the deck building restriction aspect of the Death Knight runes, it is cool. I just think it could be cooler. The original class are too old without a real update with less variety. See, I think if Hearthstone came out now, I think it'd be really cool if all of the classes had the equivalent of the rune system. Because for anyone who doesn't know, the rune system, like World of Warcraft, they have skill trees, right? And the rune system was essentially trying to emulate the skill tree in World of Warcraft. Like, say Warrior, for instance. Warrior has a skill tree where they can go more tanky. Warrior has a skill tree where they can go like with 2-handed weapons, or they can dual wield weapons. And they're very different like archetypes. And I think if Hearthstone came out like now, they could do something like that for all the classes. Like be able to spec your class into a different specialization. I think that'd be neat. But yeah, it does feel a little weird that Death Knight has this really deep, well, like deep deck building restriction, and then the other classes have nothing like it. Kind of stands out in that regard. Ayato, I got a bunch for you to review when possible. Trust me, you're in for a treat. Good. I'm glad to hear. Void, imagine coin mining casualties in this on 2. Oh, that'd be annoying, actually, for sure. Bruh says, my man, Hydration Totem will be played in even Shaman. Leo gets it, yeah. Disgusting card and already very strong and fast deck. Chaos also mining casualties in the totem. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think I'm underselling this card. I don't think it's bad. I don't feel great about it at first glance. But like I said, I think this is a card I'm gonna like learn to hate for sure. No, oh yeah, Axel also agrees with the mining casualties. So what else do we got? Warrior cards. Punch card. So this can also be played by Hunter. 3 mana, give your hero +3 attack, and also cleave. That's cool. Potentially 3 mana, remove 3 minions. It's not bad. I like it. What do you guys think? I can see myself playing this card potentially. Especially in the very like aggro heavy metas we have right now, right? 3 mana clear 3 minions. It's not like amazing. It's not, but I don't think it's a bad card by any means. 2 mana would be insane for this card. Void agrees. I think it needs 2 mana to see play. Yeah, I think 2 mana this card would be like auto include in so many warrior decks. Hunter, I don't think cares about this card. Also, make cleave a keyword. I agree. Anytime I ever see this like saying here, I just say cleave. Like this is cleave to me. They're gonna keyword it at some point, I'm sure, just like elusive. Gonna be insane with Ignis. Oh, that's true, right? That this does have some late game application if you have a weapon. Well, what's the 4 mana weapon that everyone runs? This would give you 6 attack. Ignis weapon, you have 8 attack. That is true. It's got some late game potential too. Lifesteal weapon off of Ignis. Yeah, you're right. That could be a huge like late game heal for sure. All right, you guys are selling me on this card more. Axel says more board clears for warrior. Also, Chaos agrees 2 mana goes crazy. Bruh says that's mid. Bruh, you are the warrior connoisseur. What's going on, my man? Ignis can already have cleave, though. Oh, you're not wrong, actually. I think I'm so used to when I play Ignis, I'm like, obviously you want Wind Fury. Wind Fury is the biggest one. If not, yeah, maybe Lifesteal, maybe, I guess I have taken cleave, but I feel like I usually don't want cleave. We'll have to see. I agree with you guys. Two mana, this card would be insane. Reserve spot. You have a random minion in your hand, +4/+4. If it's the only one there, reduces cost by 2. Oh. If history has taught us anything, mana cheat is good. In, say, like a control deck with not a lot of minions in it, there's probably a decent chance that you could only hit 1 minion, right? Also, to show, I have to compare this card because I talk so much shit about this card during the reveal season. Oops. Lost my filters. Give me a sec. Char. I talk so much shit about Char during reveal season, and it's such a bad card. But compare Char to that reserve spot. Like, it's insane the difference. Yeah, I don't think this. I will concede. I don't think this card will be played, but I think it's a cool card. I think this could enable some fun plays and some cool decks. I don't think it'll be a meta card by any means, but it's cool. And like I said, it shows you even more how bad Char is. Chaos says could be okay, very situational. I agree. I don't think this will be played in any tier 1 or tier 2 decks, but it'll be playing some fun decks, I think. I'll try it out for sure. Ayato, it's that animals protecting. Warrior has better clear with Sanitize and Bellowing Flames. Reserve spot carries Line Cook Warrior. Oh, yeah, I'll have to try out. Line Cook Warrior was fun when I played it previously. So yeah, that'll resurrect that a bit. Also, Alloy Advice. Also, Hunter. Does Hunter care about this card? Hunter could buff something up with like Charge, right? Do some kind of OTK? Probably not, but it's an option. Also, Alloy Advisor. 4 mana, 2/6 taunt with it's a mech. Whenever this takes damage, gain 6 armor. I like this card a lot. I think, you know, the secret to combating aggro is you need some good, strong, like 2, 3, 4 anti-aggro cards like this. Alloy Advisor goes crazy 7 years ago. yeah. This card would be insane 7 years ago. I still think it's not bad. Like, I don't know. I'd play this card. Am I crazy? Am I stuck in the past? Do I have rose-tinted glasses on? I don't know. I like it. Alloy looks good. Ayato's on my side. I'm sure the mech part is relevant to some extent too. Looks like Ally Armorsmith. Actually, yeah, this is just seems like kind of like a better ally. Oh, I can't talk. Better Ally Armorsmith in a way. Steve says Warrior can easily get 60 armor even without Alloy Advisor. This just boosts it. Like, this is potentially, right? A 4 mana, kill 2 or 3 little shitters and gain 6 or 9 armor. I don't know. I like it. Like I said, I think 2, 3, 4 cost good anti-aggro cards can usually carry a lot of weight. So I don't know. I like it. I don't think a hunter gives a shit about it, but I like it. The secret to combating aggro is pre-nerf hydration station. Bruh says one day. Hey, maybe after rotation, maybe when they rotate hydration station, they'll unnerf it for you, bruh. We'll have to see. What else we got? That's it, I think. So yeah, I think the flip cards are interesting. The legendaries so far, very, very cool. Like I said, I literally, these 2 cards alone, I will buy the mini set for. Oh, I got some, Imic, you got some notes here. The order of the minions pulled out of the deck is random. It doesn't care about expansion release dates. This card basically looks at the different watermarks you can potentially pull out from. Oh. That is such a weird interaction. Because I've said it before that the way they did Caverns of Time cards is so clunky. The fact that you can open additional copies of Sludge Belcher or any card in Caverns of Time is so dumb. And it's so clunky in the collection manager too. The fact that this card interacts that way is so weird. It's like a huge oversight on Blizzard's side that they just don't want to fix at this point. Like, they're so far deep, they're just like, like, we'll just work around it. That's weird. Because to me, the whole point of this card is you can't pull duplicates out, right? But basically, any reprint from Caverns, you could pull out a duplicate. I don't know how many there is or how many are relevant, but that's interesting. And then I saw some notes for this guy, too. Okay, yeah, I saw the Discover pools. Yeah, cool cards. Imic, it also works with the core and legacy sets. See, it's like I talked about this recently when come on, Hearthstone. I talked about this recently when Molten Giant was nerfed because a lot of people didn't realize that they owned copies of Molten Giant in the legacy set. So over here, like, these are just core cards, right? So when Molten Giant was nerfed, people didn't think they'd get any kind of refund or anything, right? But if you go all the way down here to Legacy, I disenchanted them, but... Oh, I have a regular one still, apparently. But yeah, I had a golden... I don't know why I didn't disenchant this one, too. But yeah, the whole core and Legacy stuff, the collection's a mess in some ways. Ayato says Odin's new favorite minion. You talking Zephyrs? Bro, if they didn't revert to Nathrius, they're probably not reverting Hydration Station. You're not wrong. Andrew, it's only clunky if you haven't played a real TCG like MTG or Yu-Gi-Oh. No, so the difference, I don't know. Like, you're not wrong. Obviously, in Magic, they reprint cards all the time. But, like, say Magic, for instance, right? In Magic Arena, say you own a card. Let's say, for argument's sake, you own Molten Giant, right? And then Molten Giant rotates out. And then a new set comes out that reprints Molten Giant. You can play that old version of Molten Giant still. In Hearthstone, it doesn't work that way. I don't think. I don't know. I could be confusing. I'd be confusing myself here. But anyways, like I said, Magic at least, yeah, if a card rotates and comes back, you can play the old version still. Andrew, they reprint stuff all the time and get new arts. You can sometimes have 10 different versions with 5 different arts. No, like you are right, 100%. I think for Magic Arena, I don't know if you're talking physical or digital here, but I think for Magic Arena, the way they display those duplicate copies is so much better than the way Hearthstone does it. Like I said, Hearthstone, you have these extra legacy cards. A lot of people don't even realize they have these extra legacy cards, you know, kind of buried down here. And outside of Caverns of Time, this isn't an issue with Hearthstone. So, yeah, I don't know. Ayato, I can see him being good with Odin because in theory you get armor, but then those also get a bunch of attack. Vesia, finally a chat where I don't have to pay a supporter fee to talk in, even if I'm not subscribed. Do people do that? I know some people on Twitch do like follower chats and stuff, which I think that's kind of dumb too. But man, I know, you know, you can set it up on Twitch and YouTube to have, you know, subscriber or member only chat, but I think that's crazy. Also, Stellar, you're right. If it's the same card, you don't care what set it's from. Yeah, even like in physical Magic, right? You know, if a card is standard legal and you have like a 15-year-old version of it with like a white border, you can still play that card. And I don't know. I just think maybe it's because I have a lot of experience playing Magic that it's just so much more clear to me. I think the Caverns of Time stuff is so clunky. Maybe I'm alone in that though. I don't know. Like, actually, we can look, right? What cards... So as Imix said, you can technically pull out a double if it was a reprinted card from Caverns. Is there anything here you care to have doubles of? You could pull out 2 Avianas. Although, see, one thing that's actually interesting here is what set is Aviana from originally? Let me look. Let's see if someone can beat me. Aviana's from the Grand Tournament. Okay, so it probably doesn't matter because the Grand Tournament is a shit expansion. But I was going to say, theoretically, you could put Aviana from Caverns of Time, and then you could pick some other card from the Grand Tournament. Doesn't matter for Caverns of Time, because like I said, that expansion shit. There's nothing you want to pull from it. But yeah, if a card is in Caverns of Time, it opens up some more deck building options for sure. I don't think there's anything else you really care though, right? Double Sludge Belcher, but do you really care about a double Sludge Belcher in 2024 for 9 mana? What else do we got? Anything of note? Oh, it's a lot of battle cry stuff, right? Because with this guy, you want, you know, static effects, not battle cries. Could pull out double Confessor Paletris, although you wouldn't have enough mana to hero power. So that's a no-go. What else we got? Double Anubarak. That'll be the deck, guys. Double Spell Lifesteal. Oh yeah, Imic. I'm so stupid. You can't play 2 of the same legendary. Okay, so no double Spell Lifesteal, no double Anubarak. All right, guys, this card sucks. All right, so what non-legendary card do you want 2 of here that was reprinted? Is there anything that you care? Sludge Belcher is the only one. 2 Grimy Gadgeteers. 4/4 at the end of your turn. Double Ally Armorsmith. Hey, we just talked about him. Or her. Or them. Whatever it is. Alright, All right, guess it's double Sludge Belcher, guys. King Crush Fossilized Dinosaur. What? What card is that? I don't know what card. Oh, we can't see your game. Wow, I'm dumb. Amateur hour over here, guys. I'm literally flipping through the collection to myself. Andrew, they only reprint to the core, so you never need the old version. Well, as long as it's in core, right? Vasia Raren has supporter / member only on YouTube. Wow, that's interesting. I think that's so greedy. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Raren, but I think that's so greedy. Like, don't you want your viewers to talk to you? I don't know. Also, Leo, new card in 2 years, Born Winner, 1 mana 32/32, destroy the enemy and shut his computer down. Or destroy the enemy and uninstall their Hearthstone. That'd be a good way to do it. Ayato, I pray for Hook Tusk getting a hero skin one day. Oh, yeah. So that reminds me. The other bit of news that I'll cover quick is the Ragnaros hero was announced, which I haven't seen. I seen Imik's, like detective work and leaks, but I haven't actually looked at this article yet. The only thing I saw is that it's $60 apparently, because I saw people freaking out about the price on Reddit, which I think is insane. Like, do you want to play dress up in Hearthstone or do you want a new video game? Like, $60 price tag is actually insane. Also, Hugh, another question. Is there anything you would want to bring out with a 9-mana Death Rattle as an objectively worse than Togwaggle Druid? Yeah, I'm sure there's some smart people out there who are going to come out with some cool combos with that card, but I'm not one of them. Vasia also says double Jiraxis. So yeah, last month we committed to being more transparent and proactively share changes, along with why we're making those changes. Allow me to introduce the coolest, hottest hero skin we've ever made, Ragnaros. Oh, the other thing I did here, this is available for 2 classes, which I think is really weird. Did I miss any gameplay? No, I'm covering the Ragnaros hero, and then I'll be playing. But I think the fact that this is dual class is so weird. Because, say like the Cthulhu hero, right? I think the Cthulhu hero skin was so cool. But the fact that it was only for Druid was such a bummer. But, I don't know, 2 is weird. I feel like a skin should either be applicable to one hero or every hero. Having it only for 2 is really weird. Like, it's so restrictive. Why not just open it up to everyone at that point? But anyways, blah, 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 3D portrait oozes Hearthstone charm, pops out of the frame. This is really cool, I have to say. Again, do you want a cool attack animation or do you want a new video game? Like, the price is just crazy to me. But yeah, it's usable with Shaman and Warrior. Also, like we talked about, Imik, how, yeah, the Ragnaros hero only affects your side of the board, which I kind of like. Oh, you get 6 packs. Ooh. What is that? 240 dust? He has a special defeat animation if you manage to take him down. That's cool. Again, is it $60 cool? That's the question. Custom emotes. Coming with the next major pack, or major patch. Get 3 Shaman packs, 3 Warrior packs. Yeah, insane. This is one of the priciest cosmetic bundles we've ever done, so I want to talk a little bit more about our strategy and what it means for all hero Hearthstone players. Oh, this is a lot to read. Oh, it's a lot to read. What's the TLDR? Who wants to give me the Cole's notes here? But yeah, this is what we lost boards for, guys. Hey, we're not going to do boards anymore. We're going to let you pay $60 for a flashy new skin. That's the strategy. The TLDRs don't buy. I agree. That's probably yeah. I wouldn't even read this whole chunk, and I already know I'm not buying it. Like, in no world am I paying $60 for a hero skin for 2 classes. For $60, it should be available for every class. If a skin is $60, it should be fully customizable. Yeah, like I said, it should be available to every class. Because making it available for 2 classes, you're already breaking the mold. You know, historically, skins were only for 1 class, right? So if you can make it for 2, why not make it for 11? Why not make it for all of them? It's such a weird restriction. Because I think like Cthulhu, right? Cthulhu is very like class neutral in the sense that I feel like Cthulhu could be for any class. I don't know. Someone at Blizzard has paid a shit ton of money to make these decisions, and they are apparently smarter than me because I do not understand them. Vasia, it's worth the money because most Hearthstone players don't have the computer device for $60 games. I'm very curious what percentage of Hearthstone players are exclusively mobile. Metabat will be out here enjoying the free-to-play experience. Pets coming early 2025. Oh yeah, I forgot they mentioned that before. That's cool. I've said it before, right? I am all for like cosmetics and stuff like that, right? I think this is so greedy though. Because the default pre-order price for an expansion is $60 as well, right? Like, pre-order an expansion and get whatever it is, 40-something packs, or get a Ragnarok skin. It's an easy decision for me. I don't know about you guys. But I think one thing this tells me... So, obviously, Blizzard has a shit ton of data, marketing analysis, all kinds of information to support these decisions, right? So they must know that enough people are going to buy this at $60 to warrant pricing it at $60, which is crazy to me. The fact that there's enough whales in the game that'll pay $60 to warrant the price blows my mind. Because basically what that tells me is there is as many people who would buy this, or sorry, there is 3 times as many people who would buy this at $60 than people who would buy this at $20, is essentially what it's telling me. Which, even $20 is quite a bit for a skin, I think, right? So it's crazy that there's enough whales to support this price. So, they're out there. Also, yeah, MX has pets coming early 2025. In this mini set patch, all wild boards will be standard. That's nice. And later you'll be able to set your favorite ones. That's nice too. Every time I wanted to spend money on an online TCG, I remember what Pokemon did. Yeah, I remember you guys telling me about that recently, how Pokemon basically did a clean slate and started over in a new client or something. That's gotta feel bad. Also, MX, some new stuff is coming that we've never seen before, leading into the new expansion. Monk? Steve, I'd much rather pay $20 to start playing Hearthstone than see this greedy bullshit free-to-play games ruined so much. It is crazy how the market has changed. You know, think about it. Horse armor started all of this. Literally, like, I forget how much the horse armor was originally. I think it's like $5 or something. But we went from $5 horse armor to $60 Ragnarok skin now. Man, crazy. But yeah, like free to play and mobile games, it's crazy what the the industry's turned into. Imic, in the mini set patch, there will be a new event that will reward a new card back, coin skin, 2 different hero skins. Nice. Free stuff's always nice. Also, Leo, don't see the reason for those member-only chat streamers if they're already huge. Yeah, that's greedy. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because they're huge, they can do that. But again, I think it's very, very greedy. Hugh, imagine that the Ragnarok skin isn't for 2 heroes. There are 2 identical skins for different heroes and each cost $60. I wouldn't put it past them. Void, I'd buy this no questions asked if it wasn't so damn expensive. Like, to me... So I'm actually curious. I want to poll you guys. What do you think is a reasonable price for this skin? Like, what is the price that you would pay for this skin that you think, you know, is like, what's the upper limit to what you consider like not a ripoff for this skin? Axel and MX say $30. It's funny, I was gonna say 20. Maybe I'm a cheap ass. Chaos says 25, Vasia 35, Sports 25. So $25, $35, right? It's literally priced at double that. God damn. Crazy. Imix says, or sorry, Alex says 15. Alex, a cheap ass like me. Good to see. Menevat, I don't get card game pricing at all, to be honest. There are currently 5 small pieces of cardboard in my room that are together worth 270. Yeah, so I think the one card game that really did it right, but unfortunately did so much wrong, is Artifact. For anyone who doesn't know Artifact, because it was kind of like a flash in the pan, Artifact was the card game that Valve made, and how it worked was, you know, on Steam, right? There's like the Steam marketplace. You can sell trading cards, you can sell in-game items and stuff like that. Basically, the way Artifact worked is you could buy and sell the cards on the Steam marketplace. So just like, say, like Magic, right? Magic, if you want to build a deck, you can just go buy the individual cards and make the deck. Artifact was the same. You could go on the Steam marketplace, buy all the cards you need with real money, and then play the deck. And if you don't like the deck, you can sell the cards after. To me, that is like the perfect monetization model. It's basically like the physical card game model, but digital. The problem with Artifact, well, one of the problems was that it also had an entry price. So Artifact wasn't free to play. You had to pay to play Artifact, and then you also had to pay for the cards. So that was kind of a double whammy there. You know, the gameplay for some was too complicated. I thought it was really unique and interesting. But yeah, Imic was hyped for Artifact. I was too. I pre-ordered Artifact, and when it came out, I didn't put a ton of money into it. I put like 20 bucks in to buy some cards and stuff, I think, 20 or 30 bucks. But yeah, I was hyped for it. And unfortunately, you know, it started off very, very popular. And then a lot of people found out they didn't like the gameplay or they didn't like the monetization, and it dropped off a ton, and they dropped support for it, and it basically doesn't exist anymore. But it's too bad, because I haven't seen any other digital card game do that gameplay model or like that monetization model. And basically how it worked was, because it was basically a Dota card game. So imagine you play a game of Dota, but in card game form. So you can see there was creeps, just like in Dota. You played heroes. They had abilities and stuff like that. And how it worked is you actually played on 3 lanes, like Dota. So you would switch between 3 boards, basically. It was really interesting gameplay. You know, I understand some people didn't like it, or it was too complicated, or whatever. I liked it, but it also did some things wrong. It had a shop, so you can see at the bottom right here, you got gold, and you got to buy items from the shop. It was cool. But it's too bad how much they dropped the ball in this game. If they just made this game free, I think it would have been such a different story. Imic, and then it sucked even the gameplay. It was so confusing. Yeah, you're not the only one, for sure. I saw that complaint a lot. Artifact was the first time I heard the term Hearthstone killer with 3 different boards playing at the same time. Yep. Never heard of this game. Looks like it was an interesting concept. Yeah, so leading up to Artifact coming out, there was tons of hype because it's a Valve game. Obviously, anytime, because look at the new Valve game. What's the new like shooter MOBA they have right now? Deadlock? Is that it? Yeah, Deadlock. So this game isn't even officially out yet, and there's so many people playing it. Like, anytime Valve comes out with a game, obviously it's hyped, right? And Artifact came out at a time when Hearthstone was still very, very popular, right? Digital card games, they obviously digital card games have come down in popularity, but I feel like Artifact came out at like the peak of digital card games. So it was a card game coming out at the peak of the genre by Valve. There was a lot of hype for the game. But like I said, made some bad business decisions. The gameplay was a little complicated and convoluted. But it's too bad. I thought it had a lot of polish. I thought like visually it had like that Hearthstone polish, you know? A lot of cool, smooth animations and effects. It's too bad. It did so much right, but it did so much wrong at the same time. Sports, Artifact, and Dota Overlords had so much potential. Too bad they died so fast, especially for me who played Dota a bunch. Yeah, Dota Underlords, same kind of deal, right? Dota Overlords was doing really well, really well. And then Teamfight Tactics came out, and Valve was just like, we tried. Throw in the towel. We don't care to compete. Yeah, it's too bad. Vassia, it was complicated, and the hero evolutions just destroyed the metagame. Imic, I love how the board looks. Yeah, like I said, visually, the design of this game was like S tier. I think, you know, the visuals and the animations and the sounds in this game rivaled Hearthstone. Because I think Hearthstone is like undefeated in that nature in terms of, you know, polish and just how like clean the game feels. And I thought this game was as good. It felt it felt like a AAA game, like if I describe it that way. Yeah, I got fond memories of this game. For like a brief period of time, this game was very, very cool. Also, Hugh, I'm exclusively mobile. There's one data point. Also, Ayato, I feel like there isn't enough to make it $60 feel worth it. Hugh, I mean, if people are really going to buy that for $60, Blizzard may as well do it. I have a feeling this isn't going to do well for Blizzard, though. See, that's the thing. Blizzard pays millions of dollars to people and companies and programs to churn through data and analytics and basically determine that they can price this at $60 and they will be just fine. And like I said, that goes to show you that there's enough whales in Hearthstone to justify that price point, which that's the crazier part to me, because there's no way Blizzard, as big of a company as Blizzard is, there's no way they're going to price something like this at $60 without knowing it's going to do well. So yeah, there's a lot of Hearthstone whales. That is the moral of the story. There's a lot of Hearthstone whales, more than I thought. Ayato also agreed $25. Boyd says 20 euro. I think it's around $25, $30. Stellar, I don't understand how people can watch Twitch streamers love spamming the ad break button. Yeah, I try. So on YouTube, it runs ads periodically, but I have it set to like the absolute minimum. So I don't know how often the ads happen on YouTube, but it's the absolute minimum. And then for Twitch, I do run them periodically because for those that don't know, if you become affiliate on Twitch, you have to run ads. There's no choice about it. But you basically have to choose, do you want people to get ads when they join your stream, or do you want people to have ads during the stream? You could do both. You know, bigger streamers do both, but at the absolute minimum, you have to do one. And to me, I would prefer people don't have ads when they join the stream, because I think for smaller streamers who are trying to grow, it's a big turnoff. You know, I'm sure I'm not alone in this, right? How many times have you clicked a stream, an ad pops up, and you're just like, nah, and you close it, right? So in order to stop those ads, you need to run ads during the stream. And every once in a while, I'll run like a 1.5 minute ad to try and cut down on those kinds of ads. But like I said, there's no way to just run 0 ads. At the absolute minimum, people will get them when they come into your stream, which I think is bad for smaller streamers. Stellar, and then the League of Legends card game died because it was too free to play friendly. Yeah, you're not wrong. I talked about that. I tweeted about this recently, actually, how I said my perfect card game would be Magic the Gathering mechanics, because I think the actual gameplay of Magic is by far the best. I think, you know, the having instant spells and abilities, the stack, the way attacking and defending works, I think Magic is the best in terms of gameplay. And then in terms of, you know, like polish, and like I talked about, Hearthstone takes the cake. And then for monetization, Legends of Runeterra takes the cake, 100%. Legends of Runeterra is the most generous card game to a fault. It was literally too generous. It was so generous it killed the game, like you said, Stellar. But yeah, Legends of Runeterra. I thought Legends of Runeterra was a really, really cool blend of Magic and Hearthstone. Axel, the problem is that there are way too many TCGs. One TCG is a wallet killer. See, it's funny that so many TCGs have been dying, though. I feel like there's less and less nowadays. Vasia, they're just dedicated people who don't pay much. Sorry, there are just dedicated people who don't play much but just buy. That is true. Are links allowed? Yeah, for sure. As long as spending money doesn't give you an advantage, then you can't get it without spending money. I'm satisfied. I agree. I've said it before, right? I don't really care about cosmetic monetization. Like, I'm not gonna buy the $60 skin, right? I think it's overpriced, but if Blizzard wants to sell it, who cares? As long as it doesn't affect gameplay, like you said, Hugh, for sure. Yeah, let me switch the game finally. Maybe we should play some Hearthstone instead of just talking about it. So, oh shit, whose Death Knight deck was this? Did the deck code not paste properly? Let me see. Someone, who was it that had to send it on YouTube in 2 chunks? Scenario, I believe this is your deck, Scenario. Was yours the Reno deck? Axel MTG, you have to even think about when you attack. Oh, for sure. I think the combat in Magic is so much deeper than Hearthstone. It's so much more satisfying, and it's typically slower, which I like as well. Chaos cards and gameplay should be free and able to be gotten without spending. I will say, I think the free-to-play experience for Hearthstone has gotten better, for sure. If you compare the free-to-play experience now to, say, 5 years ago, I think it's much better, for sure. Also, Axel, accept mono red. Yeah, you're not wrong. Just attack. Mono red is the hunter deck of Magic, for sure. Menavat, the empty one might be mine. I think it is yours. If you want to try sending it again, I'll try pasting it again. Also, Vasia, this is a very important documentary on how a few whales allow the games with bad monetization to exist. It's not just on mobile games. Let me open this up. I'll take a look at this Vasia. Because, yeah, it is crazy, right? How the 1% of a player base can make up a huge chunk of the revenue, right? I don't know if the video goes into details, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of these games, 1% of the population makes up a potentially majority of the revenue. You know, you always hear about some of those mobile games, like Candy Crush and all that shit, right? How much money they make, like billions and billions of dollars. It's crazy. Also, Menavat got the deck code again. Let's take a look. All right, see if it works. Okay, I don't know what happened last time. Obviously, it goes into all the details about the 1%, and it's not even 1%, it's usually around 2.5. Still, the fact that 2.5% make up like the vast majority of revenue, that's insane. Okay, what am I missing here? How do I not have Alexstrasza? Also, is this just 3 cards short? Or did it not paste correctly? Denathrius. Oh, I must have had it when it was in core. Is there any new cards missing here? Here, let's put this guy in here. This guy's such a good card. Oh, Menavat, go find the Excuse me, go find the missing 3. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Deck codes act up sometimes. All right, so then this one was sent by... Who was it? Sonario. All right, I think I was missing a couple cards here. Did Smothering Starfish get nerfed? I think I disenchanted it when I got nerfed. I gotta get Elise sometime. Oh, see, Patchwork I had from core. Oh, do I want to craft him? Dragon Queen Alexstrasza I nerfed, or I disenchanted when I got nerfed too. Vasia, I haven't had a good time with this expansion. How about you? So I like the expansion overall. I think, you know, so I would say I'm happy with the expansion, but I've been unhappy with the meta. I think the meta is just so fast that, you know, especially as a streamer, right? I try to play fun decks. Every stream I'm playing a different class, a different deck. So I try to play fun decks, fun, fun combos and fun play lines. And so many times I'm just dead on turn 4, dead on turn 5. So it's hard to play like fun decks when the decks are so powerful and so sweaty now. So cool cards in this set, but yeah, the meta is just insane. Alexstrasza was core for a bit, then they changed it with the other Alexstrasza. Axel, I play a lot more MTG now. Hearthstone is boring. Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier, right? But on September 16th is my birthday. I'll be doing a 12-hour stream that day, and I will be playing some Magic Arena at that point. I talk about Magic all the time with you guys, right? And I've opened Magic cards on stream with you guys, and I've, explained a bunch of concepts of Magic to you guys, trying to put some Magic things into perspective using like Hearthstone as a reference. So yeah, during my 12-hour stream, I'll play some Magic Arena, and for anyone who hasn't seen Magic before, you'll get to see it for the first time. So that'll be fun, because like I said, I'm not playing Hearthstone for 12 hours. But see, I like the expansion from a deck building standpoint, but the meta didn't allow me to play from 22 decks. Yeah, so I feel like we feel the same, right? That there's a lot of interesting cards and interesting decks, but I feel like the meta is so aggressive, it doesn't allow for a lot of deck building freedom. Like, you basically need to play like a tier 1 deck or you're not having a good time. You need to play like a tier 1 aggressive deck or it's not very fun. Yeah, I won't craft Patchwork. So let's see here. Is this guy in here? Nope. All right, if anyone has suggestions for this Reno deck, let me know. Menevat, show me the deck so I can compare it with the original. Nope, that's the same deck. But here's the top part. Andrew, I've been dominating with Ramp Druid, running tech cards like Kolagarn because everyone's trying to run Marin for treasures. That's funny, actually. Yeah, I played a couple games off stream today to try and decide what to play, and I threw Marin in the deck just for like the event achievements. So that's funny, actually. Let me know if I need to scroll. Or actually, there wasn't much to scroll there. Also, Chaos, I had to craft Patchwork when it rotated. I'm a Blood DK Andrew to the core. Yeah, I miss playing Blood Death Knight. I should craft Patchwork. I have a lot of dust sitting here in reserve. Yeah, I got 8,000 dust in the bank. I should just craft it. Shatterskin Gargoyle. It's an interesting inclusion. Street Sweeper, interesting inclusion. But I won't question it. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off this deck quick. Imic's gotta go, have a lot of work to do. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for updating Hearthstone. Thank you for reminding me about Hearthstone. Because I remember during the Perils reveal season, I was using Hearthstone every stream, but it's been a little bit. I forgot about it, unfortunately. So thank you for steering me back to the light. Yeah, have a good night, man. Seems like Patrick, but you said you won't craft him. Actually, screw it. Let's craft him. I got a lot of dust. For once. There we go. You guys forced my hand. So, did I see a double? No, I think it was just this. Anything else new? Rossi Decor is in here, right? Yep. Obliterate. I think you meant for your deck, but I can put in this one too if it's not in it already. What? Oh, all these core cards that rotated, man. Whatever. I'm ready. I'm in too deep, guys. One more. I like Sphere. I'll put Sphere in. So we got Reno Wilds, Menavat. I'm not crafting a second Obliterate, so we're going to do the Menavat special and put one copy in. Astalor. Let's put... Where is he? Oh, there he is. There. So I forgot, who submitted this deck again? I keep forgetting their name. It was... I keep scrolling up and finding it. Scenario. Alright. Let's finally play some Hearthstone. An hour and a half in. Oh, Patchwork. Yeah, I forgot to add Patchwork to the other deck, actually. You guys are right. Which one I forget? The Reno deck, I think? Oh, add it to that one. Alright, I gotta cut a card. Body Bagger? I added in Dreadhound as like a good... let's take a Body Bagger. Vasia, personally, I liked Hearthstone just because of the deck building and getting a good win rate. You know, I'll start with the standard deck to ease us in. Getting a good win rate, not the gameplay at its core. It feels like a deck builder is no longer as much value because of net decking. Yeah, so I've talked about this before, that people love to... Oh, I gotta switch. I've talked about this before, that people love to complain about net decking, and I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. I think if someone wants to net deck, like, all the power to them, and there's no way to get around it at this day and age. You know, with how, like, there's so many websites now, right, that basically take all the data, just like I was talking about with Blizzard selling that $60 skin, right? Blizzard has so much data to support that decision. It's the same with deck building. There's so many websites now that take all, like, the win rate data and all the play rate data, and basically, very, very quickly, you know what the best decks are. So I don't blame people for net decking. You know, people want to play to win. People want to play the best decks. And it's so fast and easy to find out what the best decks are now. But, yeah, some people do not like it. Vasia, I haven't seen one homebrew in 3 weeks of playing. Only the same 3, 5, 10 decks from HS Replay. Well, good news for you is this whole stream is nothing but homebrew. Like, I do play some tier 1 decks here and there for fun, but the vast majority of my streams are playing stupid combo decks, viewer-submitted decks, like janky decks and ideas. So yeah, I lose a lot, but I have fun, so that's what matters here. Andrew, I actually enjoy all classes. I used anti-meta Paladin and Reno Triple Blood DK to hit Legend last month. Nice. It really is possible to hit Legend with, like, almost any deck, I think. Obviously to a point, right? I could have played Vampiric Blood, but I might wait to get Tidepool Pupil. Axel, the problem is you playing the same deck over and over. You mean me? Because usually every stream I play something different. Chaos, I love messing around with deck building, especially with DK. But everything I cook up just gets stomped due to net decking. You know, that's the problem, right? And that's what I was talking about, how I try to play, like, goofy, fun decks. And there's a lot of, like, I struggle a lot some streams, right? I have a lot of streams where I lose the vast majority of my games. Because if you're not playing like a tier 1 deck, it is very, very hard with how aggressive the meta is. Also, is the game volume okay for you guys? It seems so loud in my ear today. Like, both the music and the game are so loud today. I don't know why. Menevat, I had an idea for a CCG where you can't use a deck if someone else has the exact same deck in their collection. Actually, I read about a card game. What is it? There's some physical card game where apparently you buy the decks pre-made and they're all like random. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like you buy a pre-made deck and apparently every deck is different. It's a physical card game though. I'm gonna hold this. Medevat's never heard of it. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. It's some physical card game. You can't buy boosters for it. It's only pre-made decks, and apparently every deck is different. And you buy the deck, you leave it as is. Oh, Keyforge. Is it Keyforge? It might be. That, yeah, from my understanding, you basically buy the deck, you leave it as is, and that's what you play with. And it's like, no, every deck is different. None of the decks are the same, I don't think. Also, Stellar, I think the last time I played Hearthstone was when they nerfed Discovering 3 Rune cards, my favorite deck of all time. Yeah, I was really bummed about that nerf. Like, I understand why they did it, but still a bummer. Also, is Mildruid a real deck in Wild? I don't know how good the deck is, but I definitely see it sometimes. Hugh says Mildruid's a real deck. Mista Vista allows due process to be recast multiple times. However, it isn't very meta due to the overload of aggro. Oh, actually, you meant in general, you end up playing against the same deck. Oh, yeah. I've had some streams where, like, the vast majority of my games are against the same deck. And it is kind of boring, for sure. I only got 2. Oh, there's no spell school on this. I'll get 137. Actually, I could just chill, right? I got 50 life. I got corpse explosion. Yeah, I'll just chill. Is this Reno Paladin or is this Flood Paladin? This is probably Reno, right? To run flash sale. Also, Stellar. Oh, I just pulled it from their website. Keyforge is the innovative card game where every deck you purchase is a completely unique combination of cards. No other player will ever wield the same Keyforge deck. Okay, so unfortunately, Menevat, it seems like someone stole your idea. It sounds like Keyforge is essentially what you were talking about. Which I've never played Keyforge. I've seen, Keyforge decks in person before, and when I'm buying like cards online and stuff like that, I see Keyforge stuff. But that's a cool idea. Shock says, why not play Vampiric Aura? I'm holding it to try and get another one off of Tidepool Pupil. That is the dream there. Yeah, let's chill then. But yeah, I'm not in any need for like the card draw, right? So I'm gonna try and be greedy. Get one off Tidepool Pupil. Also, Vasia made an Abyssal Basis Taunt Menagerie Warrior, and it was perfect. All the best cards still got stomped by Dragon Druid. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I would say most of my streams have a negative win rate. It's funny because every once in a while, someone will talk some shit about me playing like a bad deck. And I always say, like, I'm playing to have fun, right? You're not watching some star legend player here. You're not watching world championships. If you want to watch someone climb to the top of legend, probably watch someone else. But if you want to see like fun, unique decks and just like stupid combos and stuff, I'm your man. But yeah, a lot of my streams, unfortunately, the win rate is a little rough. Also, Axel, I played Odin Warrior during Titans. Now I hate Warrior because it's been Warrior Stone all year. Same with DK. You know, it's funny because a lot of people, Warrior is weird because when Warrior sucks, people are very, very unhappy. You know, you will see threads constantly on Reddit, people complaining about how Warrior sucks and they want it to be good. And then when Warrior's good, people also hate it. Also, I need a Hail Mary here. I need like the Primus, Yogg, Ziliax. All right, there's something. And there's Tidepool Pupil. Okay. All right, chilling. Crusader's Aura can stack. Yeah, so they changed that. What did they change that with? The launch of Perils, was it? Or was it the Whizbangs mini set? It was within the last few months. They made it so you can stack auras. Yeah. Also, Hugh, Tidepool Pupil. Even when 3 rune cards were removed from Discover pools, players still find a way. Yeah. I do miss discovering like 5 Vampiric Bloods in a game, though. That was fun. Also, Axel says, that's why I watch you. Glad to hear. Like I said, every once in a while, someone will complain that I'm playing a shitty deck, but that's what you guys are here for. And also, Viscia, Warrior can't be in the middle. Yeah, I feel like that's true, right? Either Warrior is like shit tier and no one ever plays it, or Warrior is like warping the meta. And it's tough because like Warrior is my favorite class by far. I've said it before, right? For the last year, if I wasn't streaming, I would be living like my best life. I would be playing so much Warrior, but because I try to switch up my streams, I don't play Warrior too much. Also, how do I deal with this? Oh, I can kill it. Oh, I miss playing this on 8. Let's see what we got. So I'm gonna do this to get the cheese in the Tidepool Pupil. Okay. And then I'll get the cheese cooking again. I'll take the cheese. I got 50 life. It's kind of a bummer that the cheese starts over. Hey, Sminny. How's Cottage doing? Oh, so funny enough, Cottage hasn't come in my room at all. I was hoping that she would show up because she's got a haircut. What was it yesterday? She looks really cute. Let me see. Lupa. Let's see if she'll come. Lupa, come here. We'll see. Lupa. We'll see if she'll come in. Yeah, she just got a haircut. She looks really cute. Oh. Show everyone your nice haircut. Cottage says hi. Alright, you can go now. Alright, what's happening here? Wow, people are still playing Doomkin? Or did he summon Doomkin from something? I'm like not even paying attention. I'm just on autopilot here, guys. So, do I just clear with threads? Does, oh, threads 100% clears. So do I just go face and then trade one of the 1/1s? Maybe do this first. See what we get. Oh, shit. Okay, GG, guys. Wasn't even close. I like how I beat the Paladin with its own card. That's funny. Alright, see, always got to RNG first. Discover first, guys. Chalk says Paladin Doomkin, such a classic combo. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it wasn't a Paladin card. You are right. Axel, I'm a Rogue main and it hasn't been good for a while. I don't complain. Yeah, Rogue's in a tough spot right now for sure. I feel like outside of like Excavate Rogue hasn't had a whole lot going for it for a while now. Also, I missed it a bit earlier, Axel, but you said Blizzard rotates classes. People need to stop complaining and for their turns. I agree. Do I keep the Primus? I'll keep it. I'm greedy. But I do agree that, yes, you know, there's an ebb and flow to the meta, right? Classes will be shitty for times. Classes will be good. It comes and goes. So Rogue sucks right now, but Rogue was very good for a long time. Warrior's very good right now. Rogue or Warrior will probably be shit at some point in the future. It comes and goes, right? So I agree in that regards. Hugh, I'm curious how cheese works with Pupil. There's my answer. Yeah, it's too bad that the cheese restarts, but yeah, I get it. If it didn't, that'd be insane. Axel out-aura'd. Yes, I did out-aura the Paladin. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Skill. Yes, that last game was skill, 100%. Chaos says, keeping Primus, I've found my kin. Yeah, I'm very greedy. What can I say? Hugh, standard rogue can't do anything. Wild rogue is a whole other matter. That is true, actually. Is there any other class in the game where the power level for the class in standard and wild are so drastically different? Like in standard, also, I love this shit. Top decking the Plague out of 25 cards. But as I was saying, Rogue is so bad in standard and so good in wild. Like the difference in power is actually crazy. Is there any other class that's even close to that right now or recently? Do I coin this out? Do I save the coin for the Primus? I'll do it. Axel, that's how Blizzard nerfs their games. They rotate classes, same as... what's SC? My mind goes to StarCraft, but I don't think that's what you meant. Also, Svenny, Blood Death Knight looks great. I really wish the next expansion will bring at least one triple rune card. I've said it many times, right? That, especially Blood Death Knight. Blood Death Knight has pretty much... It's got like one or two cool cards. Since the release of Death Knight, they've got the Primus, and there's like one other card. There's one other decent card that like Control Death Knight has gotten. So they're really hungry for some good cards, for sure. Andrew, Snapshot keeps the age of the cheese, otherwise everything else resets, I believe. The age of the cheese. Were you making a joke, or does the art change? I don't actually know. If the art changed, that'd be really cool, actually. I could clear with threads, but I don't really need to. I'm at 30 life. He's got 2 cards in hand. Let's just chill. Also, Axel, you did mean StarCraft. Oh, actually, you reminded me. You know, I talked earlier, right, about how during my 12-hour stream for my birthday, I want to play a couple other games. And I forget who, but last week we talked a bit about the co-op StarCraft mode, how I've never played it, but I've always wanted to. Maybe I'll try that out during my 12-hour stream. It's 2-player too, right? I could always play with some of you guys. Oh, it was you. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I'll check that out during my birthday stream. We can even play together, like I mentioned. Also, Even Shaman is back with the new totem. Did Even Shaman go away? I don't keep up with the wild meta enough to really know, but yeah, did Even Shaman kind of go away? Svenny, Rogue, and Warrior are currently the 2 worst classes in both formats according to HS Replay. Really? By the way, Frost Death Knight could also be a control combo archetype. Freezing is great for slower strategies. Yeah, I know the like Spell School Death Knight has been getting more popular with Razzle Dazzler, which I've only cost 1 Spell School at this point. What are the odds this is a minion in hand? I could Dirty Rat Threads and clear. That also gives me a Shadow Spell. Cheese is at 4. I'm gonna do that. Oh, that was a good card to pull. Nice. That should clear. Yep. Oh, I hate this card so much. It's like because I play slower decks, right? Usually my board isn't very full, and that card is literally just like a Pyroblast to the face. Yeah, I hate this card. Andrew, at the end of your turn, the cheese gets older. Increase the cost of the minions it summons. Oh, okay. I thought you meant maybe like the art changes over time, because that'd be cool. Whoa, what's this? Is that new to the deck tracker? Like, guys, in case you're blind and you can't see that your minions are increased, there's a little reminder there. I'll hold on to it. I'm guessing he's going to play his cheese at 8, and then I'm literally going to play it the turn after. Also, Axel, the StarCraft co-op is addicting. Yeah, I've never played it. I've always wanted to check it out, but I have never played it. I love the RPG in the co-op. Also, even Shaman is bad now because of the hero power or the HP totem change. You mean the fact that they brought back the spell damage totem? I love Stukov in co-op. I used to like Stukov in Heroes of the Storm. That's where I know him from. Oh, that was a good pull. God damn. Not good enough, though. Do I play my own cheese? No, I'll chill. I want to play the cheese at 8. Oh, another... Man, this card has been so much better than I initially thought. Even when they buffed this card, I thought it was still really bad. But I've got some good shit off this. I'll probably just play this, right? This is at 7. Ooh, just in time, too. Is this nature? I got nature. Greyburrow? Nice. Man, 2 good games back to back. Tristan, where's Soul Stealer? So this is a standard deck. Is Soul Stealer standard legal right now? Yeah, Hughes. Why are my cards so expensive? My opponent's hacking? Very weird update for the deck tracker there. Also, Hugh, even Shaman was great for a while, but it did fade away without any support. It got power crept by other aggro decks, especially Pirate Rogue. Yeah, Pirates have been like running rampant since Perils for sure. Scenario, can't wait for you to try out my deck. Yeah, so this is the last game I'll play with this deck, and then I'll switch over to Scenario and Menavat's decks. Which, there's no lethal here, right? I need 5 damage. I could play the Primus and Frost and potentially get lethal. YOLO, guys. Let's try it. It's that easy. Man, both these games. It's kind of funny how both of these games I won by like discover generation effects. All right, guys, 100% win rate so far. Blood Death Knight. Tristan. Oh, Soul Stealer is in standard. It's probably worth running a 1 of then, maybe. All right, Scenario. Let's try your Reno deck. Also, Axel, spell damage destroys the board with Jam Session. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Also, Svenny Natural Talent is not very good, but it's playable. Death Knight just doesn't have any other nature options. Most builds use a 1 copy. Yeah, I don't know. That card has been working out better for me than expected, for sure. I'll keep Sphere. Sphere is a really good card. I feel like I never think, like whenever I'm making a wild deck, I never think about Sphere, but every time I play it, it always feels good. Prince Malcazar. I honestly didn't really even look at this deck. I didn't even realize he was in the deck. That's so funny. All right, Scenario. Let's see what you cooked. Also, Vasia, also Dazzle destroyed the entire tempo meta since now you can run an AoE along a wide board wipe. Sorry, wait, you can run AoE alongside a wide board of at most 7/4/4s. Really wish the minions get penalty stats. It's really funny, eh? How Razzle Dazzler wasn't really played, and then that 1 mana buff did so much for it. It's funny because whenever there's like a 1 mana nerf or buff, I feel like people, I don't know, sometimes people think it does nothing. Because there's been plenty of times a card has been nerfed by 1 mana, and people are like, oh, who cares? Like that, it doesn't change anything. But then the card drops off the face of the earth. And I feel like you could say the same for buffs too. Sometimes buffing a card by 1 mana is huge. And Razzle Dazzler is an example of that, right? I did always think Razzle Dazzler was like on the cusp of being very, very good. So all it took was 1 more mana, I guess. Hey Wolf, hi Apollo, found you because of your custom card reviews. Also, I cannot talk today. Always interesting to see what the community thinks. Yeah, I honestly, the custom Hearthstone videos are the favorite thing I do. And I talked about it earlier in the stream, but a couple weeks ago, I did a live custom Hearthstone stream where I reviewed custom Hearthstone cards from my viewers, and I'll be doing another one of those soon. Basically, Scenario, my man. Actually, okay, no, you probably didn't put this in the deck, right? This is from Prince Malcazar, right? Okay, Scenario, you're lucky. I was about to say, what the hell did you do to me? But this is from Prince Malcazar. That's funny. How many spells does this deck run? Should I just play this as a 2 mana 4/4? What's the worst that could happen, guys? You can quote me on that when I die next turn. But yeah, as I was saying, on my Discord, I have a channel for viewers to submit their custom cards. And then, say once a month or so, I'm going to do a live stream where I review those cards. Because the last one was a lot of fun. It was really cool, you know, especially I very much encourage people who have never made custom cards before to give it a shot. It is super, super simple and easy to make custom cards. Oh, no. God. What kind of elemental mage runs Tsunami? What the hell? That is not a normal card, right? For Elemental Mage to run. Axel, what's the worst that could happen? I'm pretty sure he drew the Tsunami from the Elemental, the Guardian too, right? Chaos, yes, the worst that could happen happened pretty much. How much damage does he have here? 7, 10, 19. I can Reno. Stay alive for 1 turn. I need something more swingy. That's not more swingy. All right, I got like 1 more draw, maybe 2. But yeah, welcome Wolf. Like I said, my custom Hearthstone videos are definitely my favorite thing I do. And I'm looking to expand on it more too. You know, some people in the custom Hearthstone Reddit, they make, you know, custom expansions or custom mini sets. And I'm thinking, ooh, trading's good. I'm thinking about doing some videos where I review like those custom sets. So yeah, I'm very much looking to expand that area of my content. Also, Andrew, they also buffed the nature spell from unplayable to okay. And Button's got a... Oh, I need some good shit, guys. Oh, no. Just doesn't do anything. What'll this draw me? Oh, okay, that's good. That's good too. All right, if I'm not dead next turn, I got a chance. But yeah, like, what was it? What's the spell? Is it in this deck? It's not. So the spell we were talking about, right, where you get a random spell and a random Naga, when they buffed that card, I thought it was such a shitty buff, but what do I know? Vasia, would you like to see the custom card I made years ago? Sure. Go ahead and send it my way. Menavat, redeem some channel points. Could you switch to my deck for the next game? Yep, for 100%. I could refund your points for that too. You didn't need to redeem the points for that one. Also, Chaos, I have some more custom cards I'm definitely going to be submitting. Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but I'm specifically going to ignore that channel. You know, as much as I want to take a look at what you guys are posting in there, when I review them live, I want to see the cards for the first time. So don't feel like I'm ignoring you guys over there. Well, I am ignoring you guys, but on purpose, because I want to wait to see those cards live for the first time. If I do this, I'll use one less corpse, right? Couple less corpses, if it matters. Oh, I should have maybe fizzled first. All right, guys. Did we win this? Tristan says Blood Boil. Is Blood Boil in this deck? Man, I miss Blood Boil. That was such a good card. Axel, I can make you concede. Oh, I forgot I had... Oh, it might not matter. Oh, okay. I forgot I had the channel point option to make me concede. No one's ever... Oh, that does nothing right now. I should have fizzled first. I'm not thinking straight. Oh, well. I never misplay, guys. But what was I saying? Yeah, I forgot I had the channel point option for conceding. No one's ever redeemed that before. Vasia, remember the signature Accolade of Pain we never got? Did that never come out? Oh, all right, there. You didn't have to redeem your channel points, Axel. Axel's just waiting for the right moment. Yeah, Axel's waiting for me to be like one win away from Legend, and then's gonna redeem that and make me concede. All right, let's play Menavat's deck before they leave. We'll probably play 1 or 2 games with this, and then we'll switch back to your deck scenario. Wolf, I love Triple Blood DK. Most fun I've had outside of the meta in Standard. Yeah, I miss Triple Blood Death Knight so much. I've talked about playing it. There's been so many streams recently I've talked about playing it, and I'll probably do another stream too, because we spent half this stream talking about the mini set and other stuff that I'd like to play it some more. Also, what a hand. What's Paladin playing in Wild? Do I keep one of these in case it's like hand buff? Chaos also misses Blood Boil. Yeah, Blood Boil was such a good card. It felt so good dropping Blood Boil against an aggro deck. Like, it was GG. Like, not only do you wipe their board, either that turn or the next turn, but you basically just, like, full heal too. Man, everyone's running Mermy, eh? Might as well. I got 2 of them. Spinny, will you hit Legend and Wild this season? Yeah, so my goal for this month actually is to hit Wild and Legend because... Wait. No. Legend and Wild. Yeah, my goal this month is to hit Legend and Wild because I've never done it before. Every single time I've hit Legend ever, it's been in Standard. Which it was very surprising when I realized that I've never hit Legend and Wild before. So yeah, this month I'll be making a focus on that. Chaos Enchanter plus Blood Boil. Enchanter's the one that added like damage to minions is doubled on your turn, right? Also, why is Mermy so popular right now? Okay. Oh, it is that card. Okay. Yeah, that'd be a cool combo with Blood Boil. Lots of healing there. I know I say it every expansion, but I'm really hoping for some good blood cards next expansion. I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. Because like I said, since the launch of Death Knight, which was, what, a year and a half ago at this point? Is that right? Since the launch of Death Knight, Blood Death Knight has really only gotten a couple cards. Like the Primus. What else? There's like 2 or 3 cards that Blood Death Knight has gotten since launch. Kind of this card too. It's okay. But yeah, Blood Death Knight's hurting for some good new cards. Hugh says there's a Paladin deck that focuses on buffing up their own minions with Librams to build up a massive swing with Mr. Smite and Sea Shanty. It doesn't seem to be meta, but it's still cool. I do not miss Mr. Smite. That is for sure. It's so funny because there's some very recurring themes in the game that have caused issues historically. One of them is charge. You look at Mr. Smite, look at Leroy. You know, charge has caused so many problems over the course of the game. Mana cheat is another one, caused so many problems. Ramp, kind of, you know. There's been some metas, I guess, where ramp has been a huge, huge problem. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So this isn't an Anyfin deck because he's got all kinds of stupid Murlocs in the deck. Am I playing against, like, a child? What? Is this a deck? I don't know. I don't know. Is Murloc Paladin a thing? Also, Svenny, remind me, is your birthday tomorrow or on the 16th? It's the 16th. I remember you discussed it with somebody in the chat. Yeah, so my birthday's the 16th. So it's not this coming Monday, but the Monday after. And I'll be doing the 12-hour stream, like I mentioned. So actually, it'll be really good for the Europeans, right? Because I'm thinking about... like, I don't want to finish at, like, midnight. So I'm going to start early. So I'm either going to start at 9 a.m. and do 9 a.m. to 9, or I might start at 10 and do 10 to 10. One of those two. Either way, it's very nice for the Europeans, because I'll be live when the sun's still out for you guys for once. Let's see what his hand is. Oh. So one of these cards he has 2 of. What is this summon? A 2/2. Chaos Blood got the 3 mana 3/4 taunt that costs health if you heal. Oh yeah, so sorry. Let me reiterate what I mentioned. Blood has gotten a few more cards than that, but most of them are shit cards. Like that card there, the 3 mana 3/4 taunt that costs health. That card sucks. I've never seen that card played once. 100% win rate with Blood Death Knight, guys. Did I win last game too? I did, right? Wild Death Knight. It was Scenario. Your deck, I believe. I'm like on autopilot right now. I don't even remember the last game. Where is it? All right, Metavat, play one more. If you still got time. Chaos likes that card, but it sucks. Yeah, like, yeah, so they have added a handful of blood cards, but outside of like 2 of them, they all suck, unfortunately. Oh, Hugh, I didn't win last game. Okay, well, almost 100% win rate. Also, Reno Paladin is also a thing in Wild. It does great control cards, but doesn't have a strong win con. So it has some polarizing matchups. Yeah. Yeah, Reno Paladin, it's super grindy though, right? If you get the Mirage down early in the game, you get so much value off of it. Also, Andrew, November, December 2022 is the launch of DK. Oh, it's almost 2 years. Shit. Even longer than I thought. Tristan, it makes no sense that Vampiric Blood is the only triple blood card in Standard. I agree. Blizzard has gotten very, very conservative with the triple rune cards in general. Because basically Death Knight came out, right? And people only played triple rune decks. And I feel like Blizzard reacted so heavily to that. They basically, you know, nerfed the hell out of the rune system. They incentivized rainbow decks so much. And they basically haven't printed any triple rune cards since, I don't think. Well, outside of CNE. CNE technically is a triple rune card, but different runes. But yeah, Blizzard is just like chickened out with triple rune cards, unfortunately. Baskar, Alexandros. Yeah, I miss Alexandros as well. That was a really cool win condition there. Also, Vasia. Here's 2 cards. These are 2 cards I made 2 years ago. Let me open them up. I didn't care about balance. I think these are the same. Oh yeah, I think you posted the same link twice. Just a heads up. Vasia. The citadel stands strong. What is this guy playing? Wishing Well? Chaos, pretty much all the good blood cards are multi-runed, unfortunately. Which I could live with like a double blood deck. Like 2 blood, 1 unholy, or 2 blood frost. If there were some cool cards, I'd be okay with that. Menavat, I'll leave while my deck has 100% win rate. See you another time. Yeah, have a good night. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow or see you next week. But yeah, thanks for the deck. Thanks for watching. Guess we'll just play this. Okay. Vasia, sorry for the link spam. No, you're good. Oh, Shadow Step. So sad. Also, Svenny, I don't mind Rainbow Archetype, but it should not be the reason to not bring a single other triple rune card for a year and a half. I agree. Like I said, they flipped from one side to the other, right? Where you only played triple rune decks, and now you only play Rainbow. Blizzard very much doesn't know how to balance or figure out the rune system, unfortunately. Which is too bad, right? Because Death Knight's been out for 2 years now. So they've had 2 years to try and, like... This guy really wants to complete the Marin quest. That's funny. But yeah, Blizzard's had 2 years now to kind of figure out and fine-tune the rune system, and just hasn't been able to do it, unfortunately. Yeah, this is new, eh, with the deck tracker, showing these little pop-ups. But I feel like most of them don't really matter so far. Also, Vasia, I'll check out your cards after this game, just a heads up. I want to draw more. I thought about heart striking it, but that would have been nice a turn ago. I don't need to swing, I don't think. Hugh, bro, these rogues keep playing so many pirates, so OP. I'm not sure if you're making a joke about my game or if you're playing a lot of pirate rogues. Dragonfly, I love DK, but Blizzard has no idea what to do with it. Yeah, I agree that, like I said, over the 2 years since Death Knight came out, Blizzard has been like all over the place in regards to like what they want to do with the class, right? Interesting decision there. Vicia, are you a custom card designer too and post on Reddit? No. I'm not creative enough for that. I just review them and check them out. Yeah, I've actually, which is funny, right? I've never designed a custom card myself. I should design some custom cards for you guys to laugh at, but I never have. Spinny, there might also be a reason that there are just not... Sorry. There might also be a reason that there are just not too many free spots for Carjade's expansion. They can only bring 2 to 3 legendaries per expansion. See, that's actually something too, right? How the whole rune system for Death Knight means that every expansion is kind of weak for Death Knight. Because typically they can only kind of support like 1 rune per expansion, right? Like, Death Knight is basically 3 weak classes smushed into 1. Which is a cool idea, just not great execution. Hugh, no, I mean the rogue you're fighting. For some reason, have not seen many pirate rogues. Hey, as you mentioned, right? I am in bronze right now. So a little peek behind the curtain, guys. This could be why. This isn't bad. Ysera's Awakening would be really rough. Alright. Hope for no Ysera's Awakening. Vicia, I actually played the 3 mana cost health taunt, death metal with audio medic, and buff DK, so I get a 0 mana big minion out. It was very good in Festival of Legends. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that card played once. I don't even know. Rough. So what did he get back? He got, oh, one of the 3 mana 3/3s. Okay. Chaos, they should just give DK 5 times as many cards per expansion. I agree. That would be really, really nice. Like, they always need to treat Death Knight like 3 different classes in a way, right? Oh. Oh, shit. Alright, so the good news is he has a Millhouse Mana Storm in hand. The bad news is I have no spells in hand to capitalize on it. Might as well play this, why not? Oh, and I realized I was up to a 7/7. How did that get so big? How do you know? Spinny, did you review the mini set cards at the beginning of the stream? Yep. So the first half of the stream, actually, I reviewed the mini set cards, and I also talked about the new Ragnaros hero. Yeah, so if you want to rewind the stream on YouTube, you can check that out. So, you kill you. Alright, hit something juicy. I'll take it. Is there any reason to freeze his face? I don't think so. Pause! Thank you for the sub, man! 2 months! Thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the Triple Blood Death Knight gameplay. Been going really well so far, actually. Yeah, cheers, man. Thanks. Also, for any, actually, speaking of subbing, for anyone who's ever been interested in potentially subbing on Twitch, they are 25% off all month, I believe. I didn't know this, but like, apparently every September they do Subtember. So yeah, all subscriptions on Twitch are 25% off. I think it goes up to like 30 depending how much you subscribe. So yeah, get a discount if you guys want. Andrew, didn't you have lethal with free corpse into Denathrius? I might have. Yeah. Oh, see, I had lethal. I got him, Andrew. I might have had lethal there. I missed, but yeah. Vasia aren't sub $6 now. It depends on your local currency, right? But I know the prices. I think the prices either went up in September or up in October. The prices either just went up or they are going up. Oh, I want to check out. Let's see. I'll check out your custom card quick. Hey, oh, artifact guys! If you weren't here for the stream earlier. But let's see. Vasia sent a couple of custom cards to check out. So we got a warrior card here. Firewall, 3-mana spell. Create a firewall on the field for 2 turns. Characters take 1 damage whenever they cross it. So does the firewall, like, is it an item on the board? So it only, is it kind of like the chess, pieces where it only affects the thing across from it, or will it affect everything? Like, is this basically saying all minions? Oh, it's on the rope zone in the middle of the board. That's cool. So basically it makes the middle of the board on fire, and anything that crosses it takes 1 damage. That's neat. I will say, right, I always wished that Hearthstone would do more things like this. Like, think outside the box. Like, it's a digital card game, right? They could do stuff with the board and do other wacky things. And they do interesting things like that. But I feel like as a digital card game, there's so much more they could do. And I kind of wish they'd lean into that a bit more. I like this. I have never seen a custom card have an idea like this before. So really cool idea. Also, Hugh. Oh, I didn't even think about that, Hugh. Your minions take damage too. So that would enable Enrage as well. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, it takes 2 damage because it takes damage coming back. Huh. I almost wonder if it's 2 damage. It's probably too strong at 3 mana, right? Considering it lasts for 2 turns. Like, that really protects you for so long. But I'm not going to try to judge balance too much because obviously I am no expert there. But super, super cool idea. Like Hugh pointed out, that's cool that it's a defensive option, but it also enables Enrage. Wow. See, I can't think of creative shit like this. That's why I don't make custom cards. And then we got Mama Barrel, 4-mana hunter weapon, 1 attack, 4 durability. Whenever you attack, summon a Misha that also attacks. This seems insanely strong. Oh wait, no, it's Misha. I was thinking Huffer. Misha's the 4/4, right? Yeah. Okay, this is even stronger than actually, right? Cool card. I think it's very, very strong though. Also, Chaos says Artifact Jump Scare. Warpforge was kind of like that with 40k. Big hype, did some cool things well, unfortunately fell off quickly. What's Warpforge? Is it a card game? I've never heard of this before. I have never heard of this before. When did this come out? Oh, recently. October 2023. Well, maybe I didn't hear about this because it fell flat, like you mentioned. Because I think Warhammer is a really, really cool IP. I've never really gotten into anything Warhammer. You know, I've never got into like the tabletop game or any of like the video games really. But I've seen, like, I've watched some YouTube videos on it, and I've seen some stuff about Warhammer, and the like the lore and the universe and the whole IP looks so cool. So I feel like Warhammer is like the perfect candidate for a card game, right? There's so many different factions in Warhammer that you can use for the cards and the tribes and stuff. That's too bad. I had no idea this existed. But like I said, the digital card game space was very, very popular. It's been on the decline, unfortunately, but digital card games were very, very popular, and so many IPs at one point were coming out with card games. Like the Elder Scrolls had a card game, and I played it for a bit. It was cool. What was it called again? Elder Scrolls Legends? Yeah. So Elder Scrolls Legends was cool because they had a mechanic where there was 2 lanes. So you could basically put minions down into the left lane or the right lane, and they were like separate lanes and they had bonuses and stuff. It was a cool idea, but I don't think this game exists anymore either. It's too bad. Hearthstone really was one of the pioneers, right? Hearthstone got really, really huge, and so many other IPs and companies tried to come out with their version of Hearthstone, and pretty much all of them fell flat. Which is too bad, because in hindsight, there were some really good games. I thought this was a good game. I think like Artifact, as we talked about earlier, right? I don't want to get too hung up on it, but Artifact did so many things right, but it also did some things wrong. And I almost wonder, now that the card game world, it's settled a lot, right? A lot of these games don't exist anymore, so there's less competition. Because that was part of the problem, right? Is everyone was coming out with a card game. Whatever it was, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, everyone was coming out with a card game, and the market was very much flooded. I almost wonder if the Elder Scrolls Legends came out now, if it would be a bigger hit. Because there's less competition, there's general fatigue with Hearthstone, kind of like how I talked about with Twitter earlier, right? I feel like the card game world is in the perfect spot for a Hearthstone killer to come out at this point. So we'll have to see. I'm very surprised that Legends of Runeterra failed, because if anyone was positioned to make a Hearthstone killer, I would say Riot was a good option. Riot is a huge company with a huge fan base, and it has a big established lore. So that's surprising there. I don't know who else could take the cake. I don't know who else could come out with a Hearthstone killer. Elder Scrolls has that following, right? So I almost wonder, if this game came out now, do you think it would be successful? I don't know. Hey, Aaron, just joined. What are we yapping about? It all started earlier in the stream. Artifact came up. Artifact was a card game designed by Valve that very much shit the bed. And it's devolved into card games in general. Chaos, I love Warhammer. Warforged is a cool game, but it's a bit flat. Yeah, did I lose the tab? I never heard of this game at all, which is so surprising because it only came out a year ago. Also, Dragon, have you played Wild Frost? A single player card game. Let's see. Very positive reviews. I will say there are some very, very good single player card games that aren't necessarily, like Hearthstone-esque. Like, say, Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is amazing. It's a card-based game, but not necessarily like a card battler. But yeah, Slay the Spire, very, very good game. Oh, I can see this is also a roguelike deck builder. Has a cool art style. Very unique. Is it kind of like a Slay the Spire? Because yeah, Slay the Spire is great. I want to get the physical version of Slay the Spire. Also, Vasia, I don't know if there's any competition anymore. No one wants to climb the mountain when Hearthstone sits at the top. Yeah, as much as we shit on Hearthstone, it's definitely top dog, right? It and Magic Arena, which Magic is bigger, 100%, especially when you take into consideration the physical version of Magic. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, you basically have Magic Arena and Hearthstone. There's a physical version. Yeah, they came out with a physical version of Slay the Spire. And I have heard it is very, very well done. Like everything, like it's not at all like cheap. You know, it's not like a cash grab, right? So you can see there's the board, you know, where like you decide where to go. That's the shop, it looks like. What else we got here? Got a good picture. Oh yeah, see there's like some... So the one cool thing about the Slay the Spire board game is you can play co-op. So you can see here, this is a 4-player game. And you can see this is like their each of their encounters. So yeah, you can play co-op. There's some more pictures. Where's like the player boards and stuff? Yeah, so you can see the player boards here. Not in English. But you can track like your health and your energy and stuff like that. And they got the 4 classes. Yeah, look it up on YouTube. Look up some reviews of this game. It looks very, very good. And like the reception has been very, very good for it too. But enough yapping. Let's fit one more Hearthstone game in here. Also, Axel, check out RuneScape Chronicles. Is that another card game? I don't think this is it. Oh, Chronicle RuneScape. I'm guessing this is what you mean. That's kind of cool. It's like a 3D board. I will say, I really like some card games that incorporate like a board space. Like recently, someone mentioned Faria. There was this other game I used to like a lot called Duelist, where basically it's a card game, but your minions are units on a board that you move around. I think that's a cool. I'm surprised a game like that has never taken off more. Because you have the card game deck building element, but then you also have like the strategic movement element. Just take Sphere. Sure. But yeah, Dragon, I'll have to look into that Wild Frost more. It looked pretty cool. Also, Chaos agrees. Wild Frost is amazing. Been playing it a lot recently. Also, Chaos, I would 100% make a Hearthstone killer if I had the experience to do so. Okay. Hey, who was it? Hugh. Here's your pirate rogue, potentially. Axel, the cards are monsters. You fight to build your character, then you fight your opponent. Oh, interesting. So there's like a PvE element, and then you PvP. Is that what you kind of mean? Man, Prince Malchazar keeps throwing me off because I keep thinking you put these cards in the deck, and I'm like, why did you do this to me? I don't want him to draw too much. Because this card just gets out of control. But yeah, so the Slay the Spire card game looks cool, like I said. And if you could play it co-op, it just makes it even better, right? Oh, I didn't even notice they were Renathal Hue. Pirate Rogue with 10 extra health is broken. It's something I can play. Also, Axel, it's an RPG. You build your character, then you fight your opponent. You can also sabotage your opponent. That's cool. Oh, it has, like I said, it has PvE and PvP elements. That's neat. Chaos Warforged is pretty cool because it gives the factions certain benefits depending on the board the match takes place on. That's neat. The melee and ranged attack values are also a really cool mechanic I like. See, that's the thing, right? So many card games that have come out over the last few years have done a lot of cool things. Like the Warforged stuff you're talking about, you know, Elder Scrolls Legends with the lanes. Artifact did a lot of cool things, but I feel like they're doing equally stupid things as well. I'll take Soul Stealer just in case. I guess I have Zephyrs for potential board clear. But yeah, like I was saying, right? So many card games in recent years have been like so close to being perfect. They do so many cool things, but then they do like one stupid thing and just shoot themselves in the foot. But like I said, I'm surprised now that the like card game world has settled down. I'm surprised something hasn't risen more. Like I thought it would be Legends of Runeterra, but I was wrong. I might be able to keep this now, right? Actually, no. Next turn, I'm doing nothing. I need something better I can do now. No spells in my hands. Axel, the cards or monsters you fight to get bonuses and weapons. I think the game is dead now, though. Man. See, all these card games, they're all just dying. Chaos, another really cool mechanic I like from Warforged is the talents. Cards gives you a special, unique card at the start of turn. I really don't know, what will it take at this point to make something to compete with Hearthstone? Because like I said, Legends of Runeterra, huge IP. Elder Scrolls, huge IP. Warhammer, huge IP. Like, it's not like these games are these, you know, obscure, random games made by these indie companies that no one's ever heard of. These are huge IPs coming out with card games, and they just go nowhere. And I'm always so surprised. I'm at 32 life. I can afford to do this. Watch I die here. Axel in hard copies. Force of Will is pretty popular. People are not made of money. You're talking Magic, right? I don't own a Force of Will. It'd be nice. Chaos, I think it's mostly the level of polish and ease of play. Yeah, Hearthstone definitely has that going for it, right? Bro, where'd all these coins come from? Hey, Soul Stealer the GOAT. Hey, who was asking me earlier where Soul Stealer was? This one's for you. Yeah, that's late enough and I'm stabilizing, so I can play that. Also, Vasia, I found one more card I made, so I'll leave you with this while I take my leave. Have a good stream. Keep up the good work, the custom cards videos. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you more. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow or next week. But yeah, thanks for the custom cards. It was really cool. And I'll see you next time, hopefully. Have a good night. I think we won this game now, right? Rush is nice. Taunt is nice. Sure, it's like the least bad one, I guess. Play Morose. Morose can trade into the little shitty pirates. Also, Axel, shit economy. In general, too expensive to be in multiple MTGs. It's like buying multiple stocks. That is true, right? So, on one hand, there's less competition in the card game sphere, but at the same time, so much time has gone by that people are so invested in their game, right? That is good. Yeah, people are so invested in whatever game they play, right? So people have 10 years of Hearthstone at this point, 15, 20 plus years of Magic. So you need a huge incentive to switch games, 100%. Oh, I almost thought that was lethal, but I have 8 mana. Is this lethal? 9, 10, 11. That's lethal, right? Plus hero power? I can't count. It's too late. I'm too tired. I'm pretty sure it's lethal. Yep. All right, Zephyrs. You weren't dumb for once. Hugh, I'm wondering if this is some kind of wishing well rogue as well. They generated quite a few coins. They know that quest is next week, right? What was that pirate there? Was it Hook Tusk? I'll have to play that card at some point. Here, let me click check out Vasia's other card really quick. I got so many tabs open here. Another warrior one. Kazgaroth, Living Forge, 3-mana location with 3 durability. You can forge a card or give a weapon +1/+1 here. So, if I understand this correctly, if the location's open, you can draw a forge card to it to forge and it closes. Is that what you guys think? You drag a forge card to it to forge it and close it, or drag a weapon to buff it and close it? Am I reading that right? This is probably a better wording, right? Your next forge costs 0 this turn. That's probably the way it should be worded. Yeah. So it costs no mana to forge on this location and closes. Okay, so it works the way I thought. Just the wording maybe a little clunky. That's cool. I think forge is a super cool mechanic. Like, let me see here. I feel like I bring this tier list up so many times, but when I tier listed all of the keywords, where did I have forge? Forge S tier. Yeah, I'd forge an S tier. Forge is such a cool keyword. Forge is a keyword I feel like could be evergreen. Like, I feel like they could give forge like the tradable treatment. I hope, because it's such a cool keyword. Forge is a very like Magic the Gathering feeling keyword to me. I like it a lot. So yeah, more forge, and this location's cool. He was at a forge. Is it free to forge a card at the location? Yeah. So like I said, it works the way I thought. It's just the wording's a little clunky. Like someone said, it could say your next forge this turn costs 0. Spinny, what are your top 5 favorite expansions? In my top, Titans are definitely way high up. Let me check that out quick. So I will say Whispers of the Old Gods is in there 100%. Knights of the Frozen Throne is in there too. Descent of Dragons is the one with Galakron, right? If so, that one's in there too. Yep. Descent of Dragons. What else? I liked Voyage to the Sunken City a lot, actually. I thought Dredge was a cool mechanic. The Colossals was an amazing mechanic. The like theme and flavor of Sunken City was good. So what am I at? 4? Whispers, Knights, Descent, Sunken City. One more. Madness of the Dark New Fair was cool. I don't think it's top 5 though. It might be Titans too, actually. I like the Titans mechanic a lot. There's a lot of cool cards here. Yeah, so without thinking about it too hard, I think those are my top 5. And I like that they kind of stretch across the history of Hearthstone. You know, Whispers and Knights were pretty early on in Hearthstone. Descent was kind of in the middle. And then Voyage and Titans are much newer. Yeah, those are the 5 I'm going with. What about you guys? I know some of you haven't played as long, so maybe you don't have as much experience with these earlier expansions. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. That'll be the last question before I head out today. What are your top 5 favorite expansions? Also, Chaos Forge is so cool. Sucks there's so little of it in certain classes. Yeah, but like I said, I feel like Forge is a mechanic they could very easily make evergreen. Like, out of all the recent keywords, like miniaturize, I don't see as an evergreen keyword, as cool as it is. Excavate, I don't see Evergreen either. Dredge, I can see Evergreen. Forge. Finale, no. Infuse, maybe. What else we got? Quick Draw, no. Quick Draw was just bad, too. But yeah, Forge and Dredge, I could see, and I would really like as Evergreen keywords, 100%. Vasia, the wording makes it that you have to drag the Forge card on the location, so it ends up, animation happens on the location for thematic effect. Oh, that's a neat idea. Being your location's a portable Forge. That is cool. I like the idea there. Spinny, my top 5 are Karazhan, Nathria, Sunken City, Titans, and Old Gods. Yeah, Old Gods is probably my favorite expansion. Actually, I just thought about it. So, like I said, I need ideas what to do for my 12-hour birthday stream, right? And I want to do some kind of tier list. I will definitely do a Hearthstone tier list. I might even do a real-life tier list. Like, what's something I could tier list in real life? I don't want to do a food because I don't want to just be munching on the mic for you guys. I could do a drink. I don't know. I think it'd be fun to do some kind of real life tier list. But like I said, I'm going to make a post on the Discord and you guys can suggest some ideas maybe. But I think what I might do is play Hearthstone for the first like 3 hours, do some other shit for 6 hours, and then play Hearthstone for the last 3 hours again. Although those Hearthstone chunks might include like a tier list. Like maybe I'll tier list all the expansions during that time. We'll have to see. Chaos Finale is a neat keyword. I'd like it to come back. Finale was cool. I liked Finale because it made you think about the order you played your cards. You know, any keyword, like there's another one that's kind of like that too. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not thinking of anything else. But yeah, Finale is cool because, like I said, it makes you kind of plan out your turns and plan the order you play your cards. I like Finale. Hugh, I haven't played for that long, but I do like a lot of the cards from United and Stormwind. The hero cards and quest lines were very interesting. I feel like United and Stormwind is one of the most like divided expansions. Like personally, I liked it for the reasons you mentioned, right? But a lot of people hated Stormwind. Svenny, will you also play Phelan Story? Yeah, that's a good idea for sure during that stream. Corrupt kinda. Yeah, Corrupt was okay. I think if it wasn't for Warlock, Corrupt would be C tier. Like, Warlock was propping up Corrupt 100%. Like, basically, Warlock had a whole Corrupt deck, right? You had Ticketus, you had Cascading Disaster, and then you obviously played it with Yashiraj and the clowns. Not the clowns. What were they? Strongman. Yeah. So, if it wasn't for Warlock, yeah, Corrupt probably would have been like C tier. But the Corrupt Warlock deck was fun, so that bumped it up to B tier for me. But yeah, so I think that will be it for me tonight, guys. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow. And then over the course of the weekend, I will have to get back into the YouTube editing, get back on track there. I will do a big custom Hearthstone video where I catch up on the last couple weeks since I've missed the last, 2 weeks, unfortunately, due to the life being busy. So yeah, catch up on YouTube this week. I will start planning out my birthday stream as well. So I'll make a post on the Discord where you guys can suggest ideas for things to do. Either games to play or things I can do in real life, maybe to occupy the 12 hours in time. But yeah, today was fun. I'll definitely have to play some more Blood Death Knight. Didn't get to play a whole lot because we were talking about the mini set and other stuff, but it was fun. Andrew, I think I would bump up Excavate and Mana Thirst and bump down Invoke and Questline. Questline maybe just as a win con. Yeah, a lot of people, when I did this tier list, didn't like me putting Invoke in S tier. But to me, Galakrond is one of the coolest cards ever introduced in the game. Galakrond is in my top 3 favorite mechanics. So I had to put Invoke at S tier just because I love it so much. But a lot of people did not agree with this. But yeah, like I said, I want to thank everyone for watching. Hope you guys have a good night. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next week. And as always, thanks for tuning in and have a good night.